Welcome in, folks. This is the 501st episode of the Dean Withers Show. For everybody tuning in on this beautiful evening, thank you so very much for being here. If this is your first time tuning into the live stream, you are in for a treat. For every day for around 4 hours, we talk to people that we politically disagree with, and we try to change their minds. For the most part, we talk to Trump supporters. More recently, we've kind of been opening it up to general people on the right, conservatives, Republican, and just social issues. So I guess we'll see what we have in store today. I would like there to be just 4 hours of that fruitful dialogue. I think we are all seeking, but we just usually end up talking to the world's craziest people ever. Now, if you are watching on the TikTok stream, folks, make sure that you are double tapping away on that phone screen right now. We're at 900,000 likes. Let's try to get up to 1 million. Make sure that you're hitting that little share button at the bottom right-hand corner of your phone screen and hitting that yellow repost button. I don't know if we still have a restriction on our TikTok account limiting our push. I really don't know. I'm waiting to hear back from my TikTok rep right now. So we'll see what they say. TikTok's telling me the restriction is lifted, but this viewer count is telling another story. So I guess we'll just have to wait to see. Now, if you're watching over on YouTube, make sure you drop a like on that stream. Before we hop into those debates, we have a couple things to go over. First order of business is the breaking news. Breaking news when Donald Trump was in Turkey for the NATO summit last month in July. I think it was July 7th through July 9th. Apparently, U.S. intelligence caught wind that Iran was possibly plotting an assassination of Trump by shooting down Air Force One as Trump was leaving the country. In response, Donald Trump did one of the craziest things that a president has ever done. And I mean that. Literally one of the craziest things that he has ever done. He had the flight crew board Air Force One. He had his intelligence officials board Air Force One. He had his advisors that came with him board Air Force One. He had the journalists from the U.S. board Air Force One. And then he, in front of the cameras, also boarded Air Force One. But then he sneaked out of the plane through a food truck, hid in the back of that food truck, and then was transferred to another plane in which he then flew into England, where he regrouped up with Air Force One and flew back to America. And this is the breaking news as of today from the Washington Post about the crazy story of how our president evaded a possible assassination attempt from Iran. I can't get this image out of my mind of Trump frightenedly hiding in the back of a food truck on the tarmac of an airport in Turkey. I can't get that damn image out of my mind. Once again, it's good to see you all. Before we hop into that first debate, you know what? Actually, we're just going to go and hop into that first debate now. Once we're done with the first debate, so we could give more time for more people to tune into the broadcast, I have some crazy fucking drama to talk about with you guys. Okay? I have some crazy shit to go over. But we're gonna give maybe another 20 minutes or so for people to tune into the broadcast. Sir, I just sent you an invite to turn that mic back on. If you want to turn that mic back on, we'd love to hear your reasons why you support Trump.
Of course. So are you wanting to talk about the breaking news at all today with me, or just the immigration policy?
Let's just talk about the reasons why you support Trump, bro.
Okay, so the first one's that immigration policy I had said, and then the second one is kind of how he handled China with the tariffs and stuff. I know there's a lot of people against that, but I feel like it's better to kind of take a stand on where we stand with foreign countries versus that tariffs, might hurt a little bit. But
the tariffs that we imposed on every other country in the world were A, ruled as unconstitutional, and B, hurt us a shit ton. According to Goldman Sachs, they illegally taxed Americans $171 billion. According to the Federal Bank of St. Louis, they significantly reduced investment into manufacturing, causing the most manufacturing bankruptcies in modern American history in 15 years. Thank you so much for the cool-ass gift on TikTok. I appreciate you, DB. And C, it led to a very stagnant economy where we also got the worst jobs report in 20 years, ignoring recessions. And now our unemployment and inflation is significantly higher today than it was when Biden left office. So I just don't understand why you'd support something which violated our law and only hurt Americans.
I mean, in his 2016 term though, he also brought it to the lowest it's been before COVID hit.
Okay. Yeah, I don't agree with you. I don't think that's true, but that's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is the impact
Correct.
of the tariffs on the American economy, because you're telling me that you agree with these tariffs. I'm saying they really only hurt us. And my evidence is the impact on the economy and the fact that the Supreme Court ruled that they were in violation of the Constitution.
They were but he did it to put pressure on China to change these trade practices the unfair trade practices that they were doing, as well as trying to put a stop on some of their foreign practices where they steal kind of ideas and stuff from the U.S.
I disagree with you. I don't think that's why he did it in the slightest, or else he only would have imposed tariffs on China. But no, he imposed tariffs on literally every other country in the world. There's no way that every other country in the world has unfair trade policy with us and is doing something negative that we want to fix. Just no way, okay? And the fact that he imposed tariffs on every other country in the world is evidence against that as his motive.
See, but there is a large portion of places that do unfair trade practices.
I don't know if I agree with that, but even if I don't know if I agree with that, but even if I did agree with that, that wouldn't change the fact that because he also imposed tariffs on countries that do not trade unfairly with us, that was not his motivation in doing so.
So what are you saying his motivation was? Just to...
I'm not positing that there was a motivation. I think that he's quite incoherent. I don't even think he knew why he was doing it. But the point is that we've ruled out your hypothesis as a viable one.
Okay, to you, perhaps, yeah. I mean, I still think he did it to really push back against China. Along with other places.
Then why would he impose the tariffs on every other country in the world outside of China? Use your brain here, dude. Come on, this one is simple.
I'm using it. I'm listening to you.
Explain why, if he just wanted to impose those tariffs to hurt China, he also imposed those tariffs on literally every other country in the world.
I mean, I can't say on his exact reasoning for it. I mean, no one can. I'd like to.
Okay, so if you can't say on his exact reasoning for it, then you agree that you can't say that his exact reasoning was to put more pressure on China. That one's simple. By the way, you left the app. We can't hear you unless you could see me. And I think the restriction is still active.
Are we good now? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Do you want to respond, please?
Okay. Sorry about that. It cut out. You said for why he was still doing it to every other place?
You offered a hypothesis. Your hypothesis was that Trump imposed tariffs to get better trade deals with China. I offered data contrary to your hypothesis. The fact that he imposed those tariffs on every other country in the world. Okay. And now you have to explain how that data fits within your hypothesis.
Why the data through that? I mean, I feel like it was to make a strong stand against that, not to really mess with U.S. and their trade practices.
I don't think that makes a strong stand against unfair trade practices. I think that just makes a mockery of America, because that didn't like better position America on the global stage. That actually secluded America from the global stage. This is something that I've been talking about since before we saw these negative economic outcomes from Trump 2.0. When he announced his global tariffs, the first thing I said was, well, when we turn around and we impose tariffs on every other country in the world, we're just secluding American goods from the global marketplace. Because A, it makes American companies less innovative because there's less competition in the free market. And B, it just leaves Americans with less to buy from American companies because now they're being price gouged out the ass due to the fact that imported products cost significantly more. And these are all things that I said forever ago. These are all things that I said before Donald Trump even imposed his universal tariffs. And then what followed? What followed is exactly what I theorized. We saw the most manufacturing bankruptcies in 15 years for American companies. American companies are suffering. We've seen a reduction of the growth rate of corporate profits. We have seen the highest level of layoffs since the pandemic, the highest level of unemployment since the pandemic. We have seen a significant increase in inflation. And these are all bad things. These things absolutely do not better position America on the global stage. And they certainly also don't better position America domestically.
So you agree that he was putting pressure on all trading partners?
He put pressure on everyone, mostly ourselves.
And the point was to encourage a more balanced trade.
Did it achieve more balanced trade? Is
You
that what
said
it
that
achieved?
he cut out the U.S. from quite a bit.
Is that what it achieved? How have American companies balanced? How have American companies benefited from this?
I feel like this is something that takes more than just 1 year to see the results in. I feel like this is something, along with a lot of democratic stuff, that takes time to really show the effects.
But the tariffs were stricken down by the Supreme Court.
Yes, they were. But
okay, so the tariffs, those tariffs are gone.
I still say that we won't see the full effects.
Okay. Well, if you're arguing that it's a long-term plan that's going to hurt us in the short term, then help us in the long term, well, due to the fact that those tariffs are gone, they just hurt us in the short term, and they're certainly not going to help us in the long term because they no longer exist.
So you think that the Supreme Court was in the wrong?
When did I say that?
Well, you said that they struck it down, meaning that they supported the hurt in the short term, you're saying, without seeing any benefits.
Wait, they're not a panel of economists who make judgments on what's best for the economy. They're a panel of judges that make judgments based on if something is legal or constitutional.
Okay, and I'm saying that his point in doing that was to encourage a balanced trade for everyone.
Okay, A, you haven't been able to give an argument for that. B, you've just been able to make the claim that they would help us in the long term, but you can't give reason to believe that claim. And C, they don't exist. They were unconstitutional. So it turns out that the only real world outcome of them was a short-term negative impact on the economy and no more than that.
It put pressure on China, and it showed China that we are willing, or at least he is, to make changes that can affect the global economy.
And how did this benefit America?
I believe China had put in places policies.
Okay,
that were
just name one macroeconomic data point that was made better off because of these tariffs.
I'd have to look it up.
Do it, please. Look it up. I just want to know one thing that was made better off by these tariffs. One thing, that's all. Just one thing. Okay.
I mean, you want me to just look this up and
yeah, I just want you to tell us one specific material way this actually helped us as a nation. That's all, dude. Because the claim is that it didn't.
Your claim is that it didn't.
Right.
Okay. Let's see here. It protected the domestic steel and aluminum production by making imported metals more expensive, which gave American producers a better chance to compete.
Okay, American producers. So it helped American producers.
Compete.
Did you know that claim is completely false?
You told me to look it up, and this is coming from, let's see here. This is an old article by Fox. I know.
Yeah, I have data to prove that claim is false. The data to prove that claim is false would be the fact that the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis reports data from the U.S. Bureau of Economic Analysis that last year, after the implementation of these tariffs, we had the most manufacturing bankruptcies in 15 years. And every single financial quarter since the start of Donald Trump's second term, we've had a decline in amount of investment in American manufacturers. Plus, real GDP growth is down, and corporate profits are down, and jobs are down.
They've been lowering, though, have they not?
No, they have not.
The GDP, I thought you pulled up a graph showing the lowering the other day, did you not? Or am I mistaking that for a different graph?
You're mistaking that for a different graph. In 2024 under Biden, we added 2.2 million jobs to the economy. 2.2 million. In 2025 under Trump, we added 181,000 jobs to the economy in the entire year. Okay? There was less jobs added to the economy in an entire year under Trump than there was as the rolling monthly average the year prior under Biden. You were just wrong.
I also think, though, GDP is calculated by the exports as well as the imports. And if we cut those down, it's obviously going to show a drastic effect without showing just true internal economy. Cutting out the exports is going to change how GDP is really seen. Which obviously putting on tariffs cuts off the exports as well as imports. Okay. Which is really showing
so it cuts off our exports? Okay, so then it hurts American companies. It makes them able to sell less.
Depending on how much is being imported by other companies.
No, you just said it hurts our exports. Any reduction in our exports
means
and
imports,
making less
I was
money.
saying.
Yeah. Any reduction in our exports means that American companies are selling less.
That is not true. They can be selling more internally, which is what I'm saying. Like, you can sell more internally, and it's not going to inflate GDP.
The fact is that they're not selling more internally, or else they wouldn't be going bankrupt.
I feel like there's other things to bankruptcy. Like, these companies could have been struggling since COVID, right? And they're trying to float, but it still doesn't work. I
Buddy, the
mean,
reason
thanks.
why that claim is false is because we went from 250-year historical low levels of unemployment in 2023 and 2024 to the most manufacturing bankruptcies in 15 years, not just since the pandemic, but since 2010 on the tail end of the Great Recession.
So why on the tail end of the Great Recession was it a spike in manufacturing?
That's a whole other conversation surrounding Bush and Obama era regulation and policy.
It's
Okay?
because of what happened before it that it led to the lead of it, is what I'm saying.
So
It
then what's your
spiked
claim
because
about
of
the
what this came-
bankruptcies in 2025? What's your claim about the bankruptcies in 2025?
That COVID and things during COVID had affected that.
No, we completely rebounded from the negative economic impact by the pandemic by 2022. All the bankruptcies that were caused by the pandemic we saw in 2020, 2021,
All the
and
bankruptcies
early
that were
2022.
occurred. All the
We saw-
bankruptcies that had occurred is what you're saying.
And the economy had rebounded by mid-2022. There's literally not one economist that agrees with you. What you're doing is you're speculating on the basis of conjecture in order to make an argument that doesn't exist, because instead of opening your eyes and seeing the goddamn facts as they are, you rather want to shift blames to anybody other than the madman who's destroying the economy. And finally, in the first time in modern American history, there are more Americans that think that the Democratic Party is better for the economy than Republicans. And Donald Trump now has the lowest approval rating out of any president in history at this point in their term for that same reason. Okay? Why don't you go ahead and tell me exactly how the pandemic is what caused the most manufacturing bankruptcies in 15 years in 2025, even though in 2024 under Biden, we saw the lowest level of unemployment in 50 years with one of the best jobs report in ages, adding 2.2 million jobs to the economy. Okay? 2.2 million jobs to the economy the year prior. If it was true that these companies were struggling and we just finally saw them go out of business in 2025 as a delayed impact from the pandemic, well, then we would not have seen the strong economic rebound that we did in late 2022, 2023, and 2024 under Biden. That data is exactly what disputes your claim and demonstrates it to be false. And I don't expect you to concede that, because I'm getting the reading that you're not the type of guy to concede. You're not the type of guy to recognize when you're wrong, and you're not the type of guy to really value intellect and reason over your own cognitive biases.
I mean, I'm looking here that manufacturing employment fell about 105,000 under Biden's presidency. In 2023, manufacturing employment has fell by about 105,000 people.
Okay. In 2023 alone?
It looks like here, 2023 to 2024, manufacturing employment fell by about 105,000.
There's just no way, considering the fact that in 2023 and 2024, we created close to 4 million jobs. New jobs. And the unemployment was going down from 2022 until 2025.
And manufacturing employment had fell off, though. Not that people were becoming unemployed, but that there was not people there to fill those jobs.
Oh, okay, so you're just saying that there was open jobs?
The amount of people being employed fell by 100,000, which is a significant margin in the manufacturing industry.
Okay.
And I can give you time to make a rebuttal. I pulled that up just because I was curious, because I had not known the exact statistics that you were talking about.
You're saying in 2023 and 2024?
The manufacturing employment, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it looks like the general unemployment increased. We saw that at 3.5% in March of 2023 to like 4% in July of 2024. So yeah, it rose by 0.5% in like those 2 years. How does this respond to the fact that the reason why we saw the most manufacturing bankruptcies in modern American history was because of Donald Trump's big, beautiful bill and tariffs in 2025?
Well, I'm saying that if the employment was already falling before he was in office, how that would still affect large amounts of people not be having to bankrupt because there's not these employees to do what they're needing. I feel like
the reason why that would be the case is because the unemployment rate was still relatively low. I mean, we literally went from the lowest level of unemployment in 50 years to something slightly above the lowest level of unemployment in 50 years. Like, that's not going to cause the most manufacturing bankruptcy since the Great Recession. And this is also proven by the data of investment into manufacturers. If it was true that manufacturers were truly struggling under the Biden-Harris administration, as you're positing, well, then we wouldn't see that under the Biden-Harris administration, we saw the largest boom in modern American history of investment into American manufacturing. Okay? And that's also what the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis says. So once again, you're just saying that, the unemployment rate went from the lowest it's been in 50 years to slightly above the lowest it's been in 50 years. Therefore, this explains why we got the worst jobs report in 20 years and the most manufacturing bankruptcies in 15 years as soon as Trump implemented his tariffs. No, that doesn't explain it at all.
No, but I'm saying, so you said Biden created a super low unemployment, and I'm showing that his unemployment was not stable. Like it wasn't protected.
Dude, what you're pointing us, the data that you're pointing us to is literally going from that super low level of unemployment, the lowest in 50 years, to slightly above that. I don't view that as problematic, nor do I view that as relevant in the slightest to why we saw the most manufacturing bankruptcies in 15 years. I think what you're trying to do is you're trying to pivot. Give me one economist that agrees with you. Genuinely, give me one economist that agrees that the reason why we saw the worst jobs report in 2025 in 20 years and the most manufacturing bankruptcies in 15 years has to do with anything Biden did.
I'm saying that I'm trying to prove a point that his low unemployment was not stable and wasn't protected. Like during his own presidency, it was raising. Yeah. So you can't contribute and you can't contribute to those people. So less jobs is less people to work in those factories, which would then lead to factories scrambling and potentially going bankrupt. So
the reason why that's false is because we're not talking about an absurdly high level of unemployment. We're talking about a 0.5% increase level, 0.5% increase percentage-wise in unemployment from literally the lowest level of unemployment in the last 50 years.
And I'm saying
the unemployment rate raising slightly from the lowest level of unemployment in 50 years does not describe the worst jobs report in 20 years. Do you agree?
I agree with you that it doesn't completely describe it. Yeah.
Okay. So then you accept that when the economists say that Donald Trump's big beautiful bill and Donald Trump's tariffs cause these terrible economic outcomes, that claim is true, and that the reason why we did see the most manufacturing bankruptcies in 15 years had a lot to do with the fact that the tariffs destabilized the industries, destabilized the market of investment into the industries, which is exactly why we also see that the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis reports that we saw we have seen a decline in the level of business investment into manufacturers literally every single financial quarter since the start of Donald Trump's second administration. Like, what I'm telling you, bro, is that every single one of these macroeconomic data points lines up. Okay, the implementation of the tariffs lines up with a decline in the amount of quarterly business investment into manufacturers for the first time since Biden's term started. And that is still going, by the way. That also lines up with the most manufacturing bankruptcies in 15 years. That also lines up with the worst jobs report, excluding recessions in 20 years as well.
Okay. So you're saying that even though there was some increase during Biden's presidency, there's no way it could contribute to what you're saying the harm was done.
Yeah, because of the evidence that I just gave you. I just gave you 3 really clear points, and I described to you how they're related to one another, causally speaking.
Yes, in your opinion of his presidency not having any effect on it.
Yes. At least it wasn't the main cause.
Okay. So then my rebuttal to that would be, so you don't think that employment, how do I want to say this, is a, not gradual incline. What's the opposite of, it starts slow and then increases exponentially almost, I would say. You don't think that, so basically what I'm trying to point to is, so he created these jobs that seems like even in his presidency weren't stable, which then over time I'm saying exponentially increased.
Thank you so much for the galaxy.
So then
I'm not hearing an economic argument here, dude. You're coping.
That is part of the economics.
That's just a claim. Now you
having
have to
less
prove
of
that
an
claim is
employment.
true.
If you give me a minute or two to research, I can. I mean,
oh my God. Yeah, you don't even have the research to demonstrate that what you're saying is true, but you're saying that it's true.
I'm saying based on what was already proven
I've responded to this how many times, bro? I will respond to this one last time. The unemployment rate rising 0.5% from the lowest it's been in 50 years is not going to be the cause of the worst jobs report in 20 years plus the most manufacturing bankruptcies in 20 years. I've already explained that. And on top of just making that claim, I've given you evidence for that claim. The evidence I gave you for that claim was the fact that under the Biden-Harris administration, we saw the largest boom in investment into American manufacturers in American history. And how every single quarter since Donald Trump announced his tariffs, we have seen a declining amount of business investment. I've given you the jobs report reflectively in 2024 and 2025. If it was true that Biden caused the terrible economic outcomes in 2025, then why did we see such a good jobs report in 2024? And why did that just suddenly tip over and go to shit the moment Trump walks into office? More specifically, when I tell you that we only added 181,000 jobs to the economy, okay, in 2025, you know that over 80% of those jobs were added before July. The month that Donald Trump passed the big, beautiful bill. The month that Donald Trump passed the big, beautiful bill, we went from significantly reduced job growth to close to none. Only adding like 40,000 jobs to the economy in 6 months. The big, beautiful bill lines up with the massive drop in jobs. The tariffs line up with the second largest drop in jobs. And the reduction in investment in businesses lines up with the tariffs. You have given me no reason to believe that these are not the main causes and drivers of these economic outcomes beyond baseless conjecture and speculation in which I can very easily dispute. Because your claim is we saw a little bit of an increase in unemployment under Biden. My counterclaim is, yeah, 0.5% increase in unemployment after the lowest level of unemployment in American history in the last 50 years. So it's like, yeah, even the unemployment rate that we ended with, okay, that wasn't even too meaningfully bad. Like the unemployment rate of 4%, it's not too meaningfully bad. Like unemployment is going to stabilize. I don't think that our economy is as efficient as it could be. So I'm pretty sure maximum unemployment is going to, minimum unemployment is going to be a little bit under 4%. But like, yeah, we're like, of course it's going to go up a little bit from 3.5%. Like that's a very low level of unemployment. That's not going to be the cause of the worst economic outcomes we've seen in modern American history.
Okay, and you brought up the big, beautiful bill. I believe the CBO is projecting that to boost the employment, actually lower the unemployment in later 2026, just because of that change in, it was student loans, Medicaid, as well as lowering those tax rates.
You're making a new claim now. You're making a new claim.
Well, you brought it up.
Yeah, I brought up the big, beautiful bill as a contributing cause to shaking up the market due to the fact that it took 10 million people off of health insurance, 3 million people off of food stamps, and reduced the purchasing power of the working class. Now, are you going to concede your claim that Biden is responsible for the worst jobs report in 20 years, even though it happened under Trump? Are you going to concede that claim?
I was never saying he was responsible. I said that it could have contributed to it.
Contributed to it to what degree?
More so? That the jobs that he created weren't stable. So
okay.
That way,
so are you saying that it contributed to it to a meaningful degree?
I believe a substantial degree.
Yeah, and I gave you an argument against that. So either you're going to concede to the argument, give a meaningful refutation, or I'm going to drop you and move on.
I'm trying to have you explain away how those jobs that he created were substantial versus unsubstantial. Is kind of what I'm trying to get at.
I don't even understand what that last statement meant. No. The argument that I've given you is that the largest driving cause of the massive reduction in employment was his tariffs. And dude, for everybody watching, how many different ways have I found to repeat that argument? Like, this is just getting old, boring, and stale. Like, there's no more ways that I could repeat the same argument that I've already given, that you've already ignored 5 times over. There's no more ways I could give that argument. The argument that the tariffs were the driving factor of the massive bankruptcies and the massive hike and unemployment with a terrible jobs report, okay, is that it disincentivized investors from investing in manufacturers, which is why, according to the U.S. Bureau of Economic Analysis and the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis, we've seen a quarterly decline in business investment in manufacturers after the largest boom in modern American history under Biden. I've already given you my source for that, okay, and then B. Okay, I demonstrated how this also contributed to bankruptcies and unemployment because according to Goldman Sachs, The tariffs illegally and unconstitutionally taxed Americans $171 billion. Yeah, when you suddenly slap Americans with that massive, massive, massive tax, it's going to put companies in the red, and it's going to reduce consumer confidence and spending, which leads to D, the fact that in 2025 we had significantly lower growth rate in the GDP in comparison to 2024. And then E, okay, also, companies were just generally making less money, which is why we saw a decline in the growth rate of corporate profits alongside with a reduction in exports. So it's like, I just gave you A, B, C, D, E. I just gave you 5 points that I want you to respond to that you haven't been able to respond to in the entire time that you've been on the stream. Okay? And if you don't respond to those 5 points, I'm going to kick you.
I'm looking here, and it says that the tariffs mainly only caused unemployment increase and the jobs relating to China and overseas work, correct? So out of the total 6 million unemployed people in 2019, and then a little increased since then, it was,
Were you mentioning data from 2019?
Correct. For the perspective of how much...
We're talking about tariffs from 2025, not tariffs on China from 2019.
I'm getting to the point. So in 2019, at the end of his presidency, there was the unemployment rate was there were 6 million unemployed people, roughly estimated.
Why is any data from 2019 relevant in the slightest?
Because he had tariffs in 2019.
The tariffs in 2019 were of a significantly different nature. Those were isolated tariffs on steel and washing machines from China. What the hell? There's a big difference between isolated tariffs on 2 industries from one country compared to broad tariffs on all industries from all countries. No, any data from any tariff in 2019 is fundamentally irrelevant to any tariff from 2025. The only similarity is the name of it. Everything else is different. Literally everything else is different.
Okay, I'm looking at it here. Unemployment's at 4.1% according to BLS, which is about 7 million people unemployed.
Are you going to respond to the 5 points that I gave you?
And I'm trying to say that the 7 million unemployed people can not all be because of those tariffs. And you're saying the tariffs caused these unemployments, and I'm saying that there is not enough jobs that were affected by this to contribute to that much amount of unemployment. You see where I'm coming from? Like, the jobs that were affected by this were the ones that were majorly exporting and importing, which were not this. The total unemployment was not contributed to that.
Okay, he's just not going to respond.
Such a driving factor.
The reason why this impacted companies outside of those that were majorly reliant on exports and imports were because they shook up the market as a whole, which disincentivized investment. Per the first point I gave you, you are not responding to the points that I gave you. Because if you were responding to the points that I give you, then you'd already know what the response to this claim is. The first point that I gave you is that this disincentivized investment into all industries, into all manufacturing industries, not just those that are reliant on imports or exports, but into all by shaking up the general market. You would know that if you listen to what I said, because that's a point I've made 5 times.
And I'm saying that he was trying to shake up the global market in order to prove that
Okay. So then you accept this.
The economy was not that he was trying to make a stand and try to shake up the issues that were being caused globally.
And it backfired. Okay, because what it ended up doing was shaking up domestic markets and causing terrible outcomes, and then the tariffs got struck down and ruled as unconstitutional.
And I believe that it still caused effects in other economies, like China.
Name one macro. Dude, I'm done with this shit. Name one macroeconomic indicator that's better off today than it was a year and a half ago because of these tariffs.
I'd have to look up an exact indicator.
Then do it. I want to know one macroeconomic indicator that's better off today than it was a year and a half ago because of these tariffs.
Let's see here. Let me pull up the document.
Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Why are the people this dense? It's just ridiculous. I'm arguing with a wall. I'm actually talking to a wall right now. But by the way, you have to jump through these hoops in order to justify that Trump is good for the economy. Because he's not. And that's like almost a bipartisan agreement.
Okay, so right here, it's looking like the inflation rate is dropping.
So the rate of inflation is higher today than it was a year and a half ago under the Biden-Harris administration. That is not a macroeconomic data point that's better off today than it was under the Biden-Harris administration. You're wrong. Two more chances to answer the question before I kick you.
There was 4% spikes seen during his presidency. During the late presidency of Biden, there was spikes.
Do you accept that the level of unemployment is higher today than it was a year and a half ago when Biden left office?
Well, yeah. I mean,
okay, so then that's not an answer to the question. What's one macroeconomic indicator that's better off today than it was when Biden left office? Your first strike is down. You have two more shots.
What does that have to do with the inflation rate?
What does that have to do with the question that I asked you? Because the question, dude, oh my God. Are you sentient? The question that I asked you was what's one macroeconomic indicator that's better off today than it was 1 year and a half ago at the end of the Biden-Harris administration? and then you say inflation. And then you end up agreeing that that was actually better when Biden left office. Okay, so that wasn't an answer to the question.
And I'm saying I am looking at spikes here on this graph that during 2024 reached 4% for inflation rate. And right now it's steadily at 3.5%, which is lower.
You just agreed. You just agreed that when Biden left office, we had a lower level of employment than we have today, which is absolutely true. Okay, let me clarify this for you, because apparently you need it. In December of 2024, when Biden left office, the inflation rate was 2.9% per the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. Today, the unemployment rate was 3.5% per the U.S. Bureau of Economic Analysis. And by the way, I would like to clarify here that there's actually no point in 2024 when the unemployment rate was higher than 3.5%. So you're saying that we saw spikes up to 4% in the rate of inflation in 2024 under Biden. You're just lying. You just lied to me. You just lied to my audience. You just lied to every single person watching the stream for literally no reason. Like I could just prove you wrong. Here's 2024. Let's start with January. 3.1%. That's lower than 4. 3.2%. Lower than 4. March. Lower than 4. April. Lower than 4. May. Lower than 4. June. Lower than 4. July. Lower than 4. August. Lower than 4. September. Lower than 4. October. Lower than 4. November. Lower than 4. December. Lower than 4. So not only are you wrong by saying that the unemployment rate was higher at the end of Biden-Harris's at the end of the Biden-Harris administration than it is today, but you just straight up told a lie. You said that the unemployment rate had reached spikes of 4% in 2024 under Biden. That's just simply not true. And because you said that you were looking at data on your computer screen right now that says that was true, okay, no, you're not. Because that data is not real. That data doesn't exist.
Let's see here.
I'm kicking you. I'm kicking you. You're out of here. Game over. Game fucking over. All right, folks. We have some drama to talk about. What a way to start the stream. I hate those debates. If you guys want to know my very least favorite debates that I ever have on this show, it is without question people that will try to come up onto this live stream, LARP as if they know about economics, and then argue that Trump is good for the economy. Without question, those are just, the hardest debates on me. I hate them the most. Kick that guy off because you're just straight up lying. Anyways, we have some drama to discuss. So a couple of days ago, I had a debate with this guy named Jesus and Whatnot. I beat him in the debate. He said that he thinks that a pregnant 5-year-old girl who was raped has an obligation to maintain pregnancy because of natural law. I ask him why, then he just spends the next 30 minutes interrogating my meta-ethical view, which I clarify on to him. But he was able to convince a lot of people on the internet that he actually won because I invited somebody up at the end of the stream who wasn't even on my side. It wasn't even a 2v1. He was another Catholic that just disagreed with a couple of commitments that he was making to Thomism to hop in on the conversation. And because I did that, in retrospect, I shouldn't have done that. But because I did that, he was able to manipulate a bunch of people into thinking that he won the debate. Okay? And I was just going to let it go. I was just going to let it go. I talked about it yesterday. I said my piece yesterday, and that was going to be it. Okay? I was just going to let the people on the internet freak out and do their thing, LARP as if they know anything about philosophy, when I know that not a single person who claims I lost could come up here and tell me why. I was just going to let it go. But then today, Jesus and whatnot posted a video. Once again, going on a little victory lap. Once again, making this claim that he won the debate. That wasn't even a big deal. He's going to do it for clicks. Yeah, you say my name in a video, you're going to get clicks undeniably. Undeniably, you're going to get clicks. That's not what concerned me.
So for you could agree with them 90%.
Sorry,
but Israel is the...
My For You page, because I'm about to show you guys something on TikTok. What concerned me is what he said at the end of the video. You guys got to check this out. You guys got to check out what he said at the end of the video. As soon as I'm done playing this, we're going to go to talk about it, and then we're going to hop into some fucking drama. Where's the audio? 1 second. There it is.
The whole situation was funny, and I thought I would share it with you guys. Also, I reached out to Dean and Parker through a mutual friend, and they said that they didn't want to be in a group chat with me to set up a debate. Pretty weird. God bless.
So at the end of his most recent victory lap video that he posted to get clicks on the internet, he made the claim that he reached out to me through a mutual friend and that I did not want to set up any further debate. That was a straight up lie. That was a straight up lie. So then in response to him posting this straight up lie on the internet, okay, I reached out to him on TikTok DMs. And I told him, well, guess what? I would actually love to do that. I'd love to demonstrate why you're wrong. I'd love to embarrass you. It'd be a lot of fun. You know, I don't understand why you lied in your video, whatever. And guess what he did? As you see at the bottom of this screenshot that I have on your screen right now, he left me on red. So in his video, he claimed that he tried to reach out to me to set up a conversation and that I refused. That was a lie. In response, I sent a message to him and I'm like, let's do it, bro. And he left me on red. Meanwhile, on his TikTok page, he still has this video up where he's claiming that I ghosted him. Why is this funny? Why is this funny? I know that a lot of people like to hop on online bandwagons. Okay? It's not frequent that people will come into this live stream and be intelligent, be educated, and somewhat know how to debate. He was. And after that conversation, a bunch of people took that as a chance to say, let's all hop on board. Even though we don't understand a damn thing that was said, we're just going to say Dean lost. And this is going to be our victory lap of the guy on the left that spends his days talking and destroying people on the right in debate. But it's funny because it seems like, although I'm one of the only people on the internet that knows I didn't lose that debate, one of the only other people on the internet that also knows that is him. He knows that he lost that debate and he knows that he couldn't stand another conversation with me. So he had to turn around and lie. He had to turn around and lie about reaching out to me saying that I didn't want to, me saying that I didn't want to debate anymore. Okay. And then when I reach out to him and I'm like, hey, that's not true. I would love to set this up. He leaves it unread. Now one last thing, because that, this is just kind of what we've been talking about for the last couple days. One last thing. I did some digging into this Jesus and whatnot guy because he's finally started to get on my nerves. I've been pissed off that this guy's just lying about me on the internet. So I do some digging. And you want to know what I found out? He is pro-slavery. He is explicitly pro-slavery. So, of course, he's going to do this really immoral thing of lying about me, saying that I'm ducking him when I want to have a conversation with me. He's literally pro-slavery. Take a look at this clip. Let's watch this together. This was shocking to me. I couldn't even believe it. This was absolutely shocking to me. Let's go ahead and reload the page so we can start from the top and watch it from the beginning.
Other people was ahead of
well, not owning other people. I would say slavery is something that's still not condemned in the Catholic Church. I don't think it ever will be, because I don't think owning other people is necessarily a bad thing. And, you know, get me under fire for that, but God owns slaves. We're all slaves to God. And so if God can do something, I don't think it's necessarily out of bounds for a good Christian person owner to own another person. Now, do I think that slavery in the sense of beating brutally and mistreating, subhuman treating of humans in the form of slavery? Yeah, that's horrible. But I don't think the Catholic Church has openly condemned owning another person.
Yeah. So interjecting in the middle.
So holy fuck! No wonder this guy is going to lie about me and is going to lie about my name on the internet, saying that he tried to reach out to me and I didn't want to reach out to him. I didn't want to start a group chat. I didn't want to debate him again because he knows it'd go terribly for him. No wonder he doesn't have a problem in doing that immoral thing and lying about me. He doesn't have a problem with slavery. Quote unquote. Slavery is a good thing. Quote unquote, slavery is a good thing. Holy shit. This is the opposition. This is the vicar of Christ. So Jesus and whatnot. I'm sure this clip will somehow circulate to you. I don't know why you'd be so scared of me if you actually won that debate. I don't know why you'd be so scared to the point to lie. Say that you had a mutual friend reach out to me and that I refused to start a group chat with you. I followed you on TikTok. I sent you a message. You know that though, because you left it unread. In that message, I said that I want to set up a conversation. You know? You got very mad when I added up cool guys, so no cool guy. Just me, just you. And I want to continue the dialogue that we're in the middle of having. And then I want to ask you about why you are pro-slavery. He's not going to do it. He's not going to join the stream. We know he's not going to do it. We know he's not going to join the stream. Because he's already lied and said that he tried to reach out to me and I refused to. So, yeah. Spread the word. If he wants the attention, he'll get the attention. If he wants the attention, he'll get it. I was going to move on. I was just going to let it be. But, whatever. He decided to make another video and lie. Let's go to get the next guest up here. Only opposite side of the queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. Only opposite side of the queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. We got Republican for 25 loading up inside of the queue. Let's go to get the next guest connected right now. All right, Republican 25 is not loading up. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only do up inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. Only up inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
What's up, Dean?
Hey, what's up? How old are you?
How you doing? Come on, man. You know who I am. Your
I don't know
memory
how you-
ain't that bad.
Don't know who you are. How old are you?
Okay. So, I'm old enough. I'm 45, and yes, I support Trump.
Jesus Christ, man. Do you mind if I take a moment before we hop into
Do
the
your
discourse
thing.
to thank a couple of people?
Do you think?
Cool, dude. If you're watching over on TikTok, make sure that you're double tapping away on that phone screen. Hey, Lauren, thank you for the $1 over on Venmo. I appreciate you. Shannon, thank you for the $3. Who says, I think that you're still restricted on TikTok. It won't let me repost your life. I hope that they fix it soon. We probably still are restricted, unfortunately. Then Shane, appreciate you so much for the $50 donation on Venmo. Let's get 500 Shane W's. I really appreciate you so much, my friend. Let's get 500 Shane W's down below. Shane, I'll keep your message to myself per your requests. And I do have some suggestions for you, man. Make sure that your face is in it. I think that might help. And that you have like a posted background saying that you want to debate people about. Brigsley, thank you for the $1. Pamela, thank you so much for the $25 donation, who says, Dean, when the trolls get bad, how about guests have to turn their camera on while you vet them? Just a thought. No. I never want my guests turning their cameras on. I wish that I could just completely take that ability away. Thank you so much for the $25, Pamela. Let's get 250 Pamela W's. Rachel, thank you so much for the $50 donation on Venmo. Let's get 500 Rachel W's down below in that comment section. Rachel, that is so incredibly kind of you. Rachel says, don't read this out loud. Okay, I will keep that up myself. Just know that I really appreciate you. I really do appreciate you. Show some love to Rachel down below. Thank you so much, Kelsey, Joseph, and Jason for the $5 over on Venmo. Maya, thank you so much for the 1. Jasmine, thank you so much for the 5. And Joseph, thank you so much for the 10. I appreciate y'all. Look at that. We are all caught up over on Venmo. To quickly get caught up on Super Chat, thank you, Max, for the 30 Australian dollars, who says, what a loser. Keep on fighting the good fight. I appreciate you. Yeah, dude, he is a total loser. Fucked up kid, appreciate you so much for the $10. I appreciate you. That is very, very kind of you. As well as 10,000 seconds with the $20, who says, God has killed tons of people. If it's good enough for God, doesn't that mean I could do it too? That's what he was saying. That's what his exact argument was. Holy shit, dude. I appreciate you so much for the love. Please do show some love to them down below in that comment section. Couple people to quickly thank over on PayPal. Thank you for the $10. Amber, who says, Dean, I'm a big fan of yours and Parker's. Yesterday, my father passed away, and because of the two of you guys, I was able to change his mind on Trump. I hate to ask, but I was hoping that you could maybe share our family's GoFundMe for his funeral. It would really help out our family. Eber, you can find a Helping Hands channel in my Discord. You could apply for that and possibly get some help there. I appreciate you for the $10, and I'm so sorry to hear that your father passed away. Blaine, thank you for the $10, who says, hey, Dean from Minnesota here. Who do you recommend voting for? I'm thinking voting for Peggy. Honestly, I'm not really up to date with the specific local elections. I'll have to get up to date. And then one more, Delilah, thank you so much for the $25, who says, hey, Dean, hope that this is the right account. I've been watching you since you were in the garage, and today's my birthday. I was hoping that you can pick the name of my future cat and tell me happy birthday. Wow. Well, first and foremost, Delilah, happy birthday to you. I really appreciate you for the $25. You are like absolutely fantastic. Jesus. I really appreciate you so very much. What about a name for a cat? Is it a boy or is it a girl, Delilah? That's going to give me some better insight. Lib Destroyer, we are all caught up. Why don't you take it away and tell us why you support Trump?
So... all right, so it's not that I really support Trump. I just don't want to see the Democrats in power, really.
Why?
Well, I used to be a Democrat, and after they've had majority of the power over the past 20 years, you know, I've seen them do practically the same shit as Republicans. The same shit.
Okay, so if they're doing the same thing as Republicans, then you actually do support.
Then
you actually do support the Republicans due to the fact that you support the.
They're still not doing nothing.
Okay,
they're not doing nothing.
If it's the case that you think that the Democrats are just doing the same thing as the Republicans, and you don't think that the Democrats are doing anything, this means that you don't think that the Republicans are doing anything, meaning that you wouldn't be a supporter of Trump.
Absolutely. You are absolutely correct, but I would absolutely support Trump over anything else. Absolutely.
Why?
Unfortunately. Just because, I don't trust none of these people. And from what I've seen, go on the past 2 years, I don't trust none of them.
So why do you trust Trump?
I just said I would over anyone else, but I don't even want to do that. The question is why. I don't even want to do that. I don't want to.
Could you please tell us why you think it's reasonable to believe that we should trust Trump over Kamala Harris?
It's not, but he's here. He's here. He's not going nowhere for another 2 years. He's here. Listen, we need to wake up. As a country, as human beings, we are all people. We all deserve respect. We all deserve to get along, respect one another, respect our beliefs. It doesn't matter what the hell you believe in. We all need to respect it.
Okay,
And we
sorry,
all need to
you seem to just
realize-
be blending like a lot of different things into like one. We're talking
Yeah,
about
but
why you support
need
Trump.
to realize.
Did he say it's not reasonable to believe that he's any more
One
trustworthy
moment,
than Kamala
one moment,
Harris?
one
So-
moment, one moment, one moment,
We're gonna
One
go to
moment.
we're gonna go to the whiteboard, man.
one moment,
Okay,
One moment.
So every so often, when we have really
one moment.
unintelligible,
One moment.
I'm gonna mute this guy. He's been annoying. Every so often, when we have very unintelligible guests, what we have to do is we have to go to the whiteboard. Guest supports Trump because.
One moment, Dean.
Alrighty, let's go get the whiteboard up on the screen.
Just another sheep.
All right. What are the very specific reasons why you support Trump? Let's write them down.
Are you done being a sheep? You know what I mean? Are you done being just like uncivilized? Are you gonna have productive dialogue? Linear dialogue? Are you?
Yeah,
just
man.
gonna type
So
everything you're saying.
I just want to know the reasons why you
fucking
support
question.
Trump.
I'm asking you a question. Are you here to change my mind, or are you here to have productive dialogue? I guess not.
Okay.
I'll just go back to watching you get trolled, okay?
So far you haven't given us any reasons why you support Trump.
I'm just going to go back and enjoy the show and watch you
Okay,
get
so
trolled.
you're running away?
okay?
All right, feel free to run. That's fine, man. See you later.
No, I'm not running. I'm just
Okay.
saying I'm going to go
Okay,
back
then
if you're not going to have a productive conversation.
Yeah, man. I literally brought out the whiteboard for means of productivity.
You're not listening to anything. You just want to try to play somebody
I'm
like
listening.
they're a fucking
I'm
fool.
listening so well that I'm gonna write down what you say. So, what are the
I
reasons
see why
you
you
support
get
Trump?
constantly trolled. I see why.
All right, man. That's
I
not
see
a
why.
reason why Trump's a good president.
I'm about to get in the tub.
Are you gonna give us a reason why you think that Trump is a good president, man? Like, you said that you're concerned with productive discourse. Okay, well then you just tell us the reasons why you think that Trump is a good president.
Hold on, I'm running my bathwater real quick.
All right, man. I'm gonna kick you in like 10
I'm
seconds
just
unless you
kidding.
give us a reason. Okay, perfect. So, what are the reasons why you support Trump, please?
Listen, that has nothing to do with what I'm saying. These people don't care about us.
Okay, so you're not up here to tell us why you support Trump as president?
I'm here to try to help you, Dean.
What are you here to help me with? Guess.
Hating
wants
the
to
opposition just because
help
people disagree with you.
Dean with.
It's about us, right? It's about us, right? It's about us, right? And the government clearly isn't going to help us, right? See, he's being a bitch.
So is that what you came up to talk about? Is this what you came up to talk about right here?
I'm trying to help
Sir,
you,
are you
Dean.
okay? Are you okay? Are you all right?
Are you good?
Oh yeah, dude, I'm good.
That's why Jesus whatnot really cooked you, bro. That's why you can't come up with a single basis where you get your beliefs from.
Oh, I
You-
do
you
have a
can't
basis
come up
where I
with
get
a
my beliefs
single
from.
You can't come up with one. He cooked
Yeah,
your ass.
that's not true. I told him this, and I'll tell
cooked-
this you too. The foundation for my moral
cooked you.
beliefs would be anti-natural realism. That means that I think that there are irreducible moral facts which exist outside of the causal chain, and
From
we can
who?
access those. Well, that's a
From
confused.
who?
That's a confused question. They're irreducible, meaning that
Where
they
do
don't
you
come
get this
from
belief
anybody.
system from? Where do you get
Well,
this belief system? Where
so
do you get it from?
So I just told you.
That's a whole lot of words. Where do you get it from? Where did you learn
can
it
ex-
from
I-
besides a book?
Oh, learn moral facts from. Yes, with the use of your moral intuitions. Because
How?
the intuition
You've
is the
only been on this earth
access
for
of the moral
21
facts.
years. You've only been on this earth for 21 years. You have
Right.
not much experience living life. So where
Okay.
did you get it from?
I just told you that we use moral
A book.
intuitions. No. So we use moral intuitions to access the moral facts. This
Mm-hmm.
is described as moral intuitionism. It's a realist metaethic theory. If you'd like me to describe to you what an intuition is or how intuitions can access moral facts, I will. If I'm using any words that are too big for you,
Is
feel
that
free to
something?
ask.
Is that something you learned before you dropped out of college?
After I dropped out of college.
Okay, that's.
But
at
you
least
said
got
that. But you
something.
said that JW cooked me on what point?
The fact that you couldn't give him a reasonable answer without bringing up help.
Okay.
Like, you had to bring up help.
So actually, that wasn't somebody there to help me because they weren't on my side. They were actually Catholic themselves. They just had personal disagreements with him. But you said the point
You
that
were real quiet.
You're
though.
saying that the
You needed help.
point that he cooked
You
me
needed
on.
help.
You're saying that the point that he cooked me on was not being able to identify a basis for my morality, correct?
Yeah, correct. And you can't fight your own battles.
Okay, so the basis for my morality, the same thing I told to him, I'll tell this to you too. I believe that there are irreducible moral facts that exist out of the causal chain, and we could access these irreducible moral facts with the use of our moral intuitions. Okay? And then our moral intuitions serve as prima facie justification that are defeasible, meaning that they could be proven wrong, for our moral beliefs. That's the way that I access moral facts. That's what moral facts are, and that's how we use them to engage in moral theorization. Okay? Do you feel like I've given you an insufficient account of where my morality comes from?
Sure, but it doesn't explain the depth of it, though. Like, who taught you morality, or did you just learn it from a book? You didn't learn anything from your parents about specific morals and standards growing up in life, or did you just learn it all from just being 21 years old and being in college and not really living life? Did you learn it that way?
Okay.
Like,
so
which
what's
way
your,
did you really learn it from?
So what's your critique of the meta-ethical theory I gave you?
I'm asking you. You still haven't given me
Where do you learn? Where do you learn morality from? I've already told you this. Okay. So you could engage in moral theorization concerning like normative ethics, by like testing the rightness and wrongness of things, or developing a theory to explain the rightness and wrongness of things, like eudaimonic virtue ethics. But that wasn't the question that you asked me originally. The question that you asked me originally wasn't, Dean, what is your normative theory of ethics? You know, like via what guiding principle do you determine X to be right or wrong by? That's non-arbitrary. No, the question that you asked me is, where does rightness and wrongness come from? Okay, and that question was answered sufficiently by me telling you that I'm an anti-natural realist, which means I think that irreducible moral properties exist, okay, and we could access those with the use of our moral intuitions. And then that serves as the grounding for morality.
Respect it, Dean. Listen, I do not hate you. I do not, like, come up here and try to argue with you. But I'm just trying to truly understand why we need to hate each other so much.
Okay. So you're just completely moving off of the... Perfect. You're completely moving off of that point. I'm going to give you one last opportunity for you to tell us why you support Trump before we move on, man. You seem like a time waster.
Yeah, that's what they told me you would say. I'm going to go back to enjoying the show, Dean. Thank you for your time.
All right. Yeah, what a time waster. By the way, his name was Liberal Destroyer, LOL. Nikki, thank you for the $20 over on YouTube Super Chat, who says, this guy's a raging moron. I don't know how he remembers to breathe. A perfect representation of MAGA. I appreciate you for the $20, Nikki. Let's get 200 Nikki W's down below that comment section. I do really appreciate you for the love. Do show some love to Nikki down below. Do show some love to Nikki down below. Alrighty. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, what's up, Dean?
What's up, man? Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
How old are you?
18.
What year were you born in?
2008.
Okay, what month?
March.
Yo, what's up?
S, why do you support Trump?
Like a lot of his foreign policy and immigration policy.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really even mean to bring you up, S, so feel free to hop back inside of the queue. Welcome in. Do you support Trump? I meant to bring this guy up, but
of course
I
do.
I accidentally clicked on X.
I love Trump.
Yeah. We're back to a couple people spamming JW cooked you in the chat. Listen, A, he's dodging me. B, he lied about me. C, I proved it 10 minutes ago. D, he's also pro-slavery. Like, explicitly thinks that it's
He
a good
never
thing.
said he was pro-slavery. He just said the Catholic Church tolerates it.
And then he went on to say that he agrees. And not
And you're
tolerates it, he
racist.
thinks that it's a good thing.
Yeah, but you said the N-word before. You're racist.
Yeah, okay.
So,
When I was
yeah.
14, I did indeed call my white friends the N-word. I don't know how X correlates to Y. But did you see the clip of him saying that he was pro-slavery?
I mean, when I was 14, I never said the N-word, so... By the way. Yeah.
Good for you, man. I'm really happy. 14-year-olds shouldn't not say the N-word. Did you see the
I
clip
know
of
you
him
are.
saying that he was pro-slavery?
No, I have not.
Okay. Here's a
I
clip of
assume
him.
he's not, so...
Here's a clip of him saying that he's pro-slavery.
The idea of owning other people was ahead of...
not owning other people, I would say slavery is something that's still not condemned to the Catholic Church. I don't think it ever will be, because I don't think owning other people is necessarily a bad thing.
Valid.
And
Did you just say valid?
No.
Yes, you did. Are you also pro-slavery?
No, I'm not.
Okay, then why did you say
But
valid?
let's just finish. Can you finish
no,
the clip,
no,
please?
no, no, no. Why did you say valid?
I don't know. It just slipped. Finish the clip, please.
get me under fire for that. But God owns slaves. We're all slaves to God.
True.
And so if God can do something, I don't think it's necessarily out of bounds for a good Christian person owner to own another person. Now,
Do you agree with that?
I mean, he's not wrong.
Oh, you're also pro-slavery.
No, I'm not.
You just said that he wasn't wrong, so you agree that good Christians, like there's nothing wrong with good Christians just like owning other people as slaves.
Yeah, that's what Christian believes. Yeah, that's what a Christian would believe. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you're fucking despicable.
No, but yeah,
You're
that's what a
absolutely
Christian would believe.
you're absolutely fucking despicable. What the fuck?
Yeah, but I'm not part of that. That's the thing.
You just said that he's quote unquote not wrong.
Huh? I mean, it's not wrong for his beliefs, but I don't follow his beliefs, so no.
No, you said that he's not wrong. Meaning that you think what he if
No.
you think what he said was not wrong, then you think what he said was right. By the way, just for the Christians watching, are you guys pro-slavery? Because this guy's saying that, oh, well, like, this JW guy, he's actually right.
I mean, if that's what the
good
Catholic
Christians
Church
can own
believes,
slaves.
Then, look, if that's what the Catholic Church believes, then I guess it's right. I don't know.
Are you a Catholic?
He's not saying that's his own opinion. He's saying
he explicitly said that that's what his own opinion is. He said that this is the church's opinion and this is my opinion.
Yeah, it's his.
He said both of those two things.
The church's opinion.
Okay, so then he was saying that was his opinion.
Because it's the church's opinion.
Okay, for all the
church
Catholics
changed
out there,
his
do you
opinion.
also affirm that it's the opinion of your church that slavery is okay? Oh, for all the
find
Catholics
God,
out there,
bro.
are people like legit? You just said find God. Wait, I thought that you said that you weren't a believer of God.
I am a believer of God,
Okay, so you also agree that slavery is okay?
but I'm not a Christian.
What's your religion?
It's none of your business.
He's a Christian.
It's none of your business, bro.
You're a Christian.
I'll just
Oh
say I
my
have a
God.
religion,
Oh
but I
my
can't-
God. Oh
can't
my.
tell you
Oh my.
what.
Oh my fucking God. This guy's explicitly defending slavery.
No, I'm not defending slavery. I mean, if that's what the Catholic Church believes, then I guess that's it.
Do you have evidence that that's what the Catholic Church believes?
Dude, he just said that.
So
He
because
just
he said it,
affirmed
okay.
that's
So
what the Catholic Church
him
believes.
saying that is evidence that the Catholic Church believes that.
I mean, history, the transatlantic slave trade, stuff like that. I mean,
Wow.
Slavery
Okay.
was
Okay.
used
I guess
all
according to
across the
this guy,
Christian
like
world.
Catholics are just like pro-slavery. Okay. Do you agree that it's like very immoral to be pro-slavery?
I would say some moral,
Like
depending
very
on
immoral, right?
No, I think it matters how you treat your slaves, but yeah, it matters.
What do you mean it matters how you
a lot.
treat your slaves? What the fuck? Wait, so you're saying that there's ways in which you can't, if you were to treat slaves, that slavery would not be immoral?
I mean, I don't think slavery is immoral. I mean, I don't think slavery is moral. So,
But no, you just said that it could be immoral depending on how you treat the slaves.
we don't
The
need slaves in
implication,
the 20th century, bro.
the implication of the statement that it could be immoral depending on the way that you treat the slaves, the implication of that is that there are some ways to treat slaves morally. Do you think that it's true or false that there are some ways to treat slaves morally?
Yeah. If you treat them with respect, give them the possibility to be free, I don't see anything wrong.
What do you mean by the possibility to be free?
Like, if they have a good, if they're like not acting up, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Shit like
Yeah. This
that.
guy's just goodbye, bro. Goodbye, bro.
No.
Goodbye, bro. All right. He's pro-slavery too. Moving on to the next guest. He went from saying, "Oh, he never said he was pro-slavery," to saying, "I'm also pro-slavery." Goodbye, bro. Moving on to the next guest. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Can he come on my talent show and play the piano?
Moving on to the next guest, only opposite side of the queue. If you do happen to be MAGA, everybody, I'd really appreciate that very much. So we got the next guest, Ava, on opposite side of the queue. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do support Donald Trump.
How old are you?
I'm 18.
What year were you born in?
2008, January 4th.
And what time is it?
What?
You heard me. I asked you what time it is.
27:58.
What state are you in?
What?
What state are you in?
Canada.
What state? Canada?
Yeah.
The state of Canada?
Yes.
Moving on to the next guest. You know, honestly, I've never been to the state of Canada. You know, I've been planning. I've been planning. I've been planning on doing that for a long time. I've been planning a trip out to the state of Canada for a while now. Is anybody else interested in going on a vacation to the U.S. state of Canada with me? Maybe we could do some like in-person debates there. Let's go to get the next guest connected. All we do up inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. Looking for that next guest right now, folks. We should probably put the rules back up in the middle of the phone screen. Only up inside of the queue if you happen to be an American adult that does indeed support Trump. We are just looking for some debates with some Trump supporters today, and I appreciate everyone so much doing your very best to honor those rules. If you want to support me, if you want to support the broadcast, you sure can on Venmo and PayPal. You can find a link to my Venmo and PayPal in the link tree in the bio on my TikTok account, then message over on YouTube, as well as the handle is always at the top of the phone screen on TikTok right there. It's just my name, Dean Withers, without the letter E in Withers. Make sure that you do quadruple check that spelling, though.
Hi.
Hello, Amy. Do you support Trump?
I do not support Trump, but I do support some of his ways he supported other countries.
Okay. You're British, and you're not MAGA, so we're going to move on to the next guest. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. Let's see here. Caroline, thank you for the $10 on Venmo. I appreciate you. Who says the right thinks that we're not old enough to know morals at 21, but thinks that we're old enough to have kids and start raising them at 9. Damn, Caroline. Fucking hell. Unfortunately, many of them do. I appreciate you for the $10. And then Joseph, I appreciate you for the $52. Thank you so much for the love. I really appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to get 500 Joseph W's down below in that comment section. That is very kind of you, man. Thank you so much, Joseph. That is above and beyond. Joseph with the $52 says, please use little words for little minds. They just don't get it when you start to talk about metaethics, let alone when you start speaking quickly. I mean, I won't even say that people have a little mind if they don't understand metaethics. Like, that is a very, like, niche field of study in philosophy. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yes. Yeah, I do.
Why did you have to have somebody whisper that to you? Oh, it's because you're in middle school. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only up inside of the queue if you do happen to be MAGA. I'd really appreciate that so very much. Thank you, Mary, for the $5. It's good to see you today, my friend. You're all up over on Venmo. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
I do.
How old are you?
I'm 18.
Okay, let me thank a couple people. That'll pass the mic off to you. Campbell, thank you for the $25 donation on PayPal. He says, please get something nice for your lovely girlfriend and Momo. Love watching. Love having you here, Campbell. Let's get 250 Campbell W's down below in that chat. That is very, very kind of you. I appreciate you so very much. Then Janelle, thank you for the $10 who did not attach a message. Just sent that love. I do appreciate you so very much. And then let's see here. Timothy, thank you so much for the $10 as well. He says, did you see that Iran won't negotiate with the U.S. until Trump is out of office? I've not seen that. Dang, bro. I appreciate you for the $10. Delilah with another $5 says, my cat will be a boy. So my cat's name is Momo and she's a girl. And of course that comes from Avatar. You should name your kitty Zuko. That'd be fire. Let's see here. Appreciate you as well, Cameron, for the 50 cents. Oh, go ahead and take it away and tell us why you support Trump.
All right. Just to preface this, so I first originally started supporting Trump prior to him being elected, obviously. And then now my opinion has started to change, but I'd still say I'm a Trump supporter.
Yeah, why is that?
Well, it's just because I mostly think that the Democrats are doing the wrong thing. Not that I think Trump is doing the direct right thing. I just think it's like a less of a two evils, if you understand what I'm saying.
Okay, so you just think that the state of the nation of the country would be better, would be worse off today if Kamala Harris had won the election. Could you give an argument for that?
I do. Well, I think so. Of course, this is kind of a poor argument due to gas prices, but especially with the economy, if you look at the stock market, currently it's at like what is it an all-time high, I believe. I think that would not have happened under Harris.
Why? It happened under her, like, right before Trump got office. In fact, the S&P 500 grew at a faster rate in 2024 under Biden and Harris than it grew in 2025 under Trump.
I see. Well,
do you think the fact that Donald Trump is a violent sexual predator found guilty of rape by a unanimous jury of 9 gives you any reason to believe that maybe he's not the lesser of two evils?
Okay, so you also have to consider, I think it's terrible, just to preface.
Who's saying
I think it's
the
horrible.
galaxy?
So you also do have to consider, though, he is experienced in the field of business. Like, yes, he is doing a bad job, but as I said before, he's probably doing a better job than the other candidate would have done.
So what's your least favorite policy that Kamala Harris ran on?
Well, I think that, like, mostly the pushing of the LGBT community in schools to young children.
Okay, so we just completely ditched the economy. Sounds good. So what specific policy did she run on to push LGBTQ plus in schools?
So, again, I could be wrong with this. It's been years since I've, like, actually heavily researched this. I just saw the live. I thought it was cool. So, I know that there was the whole thing with a lot of teachers not being allowed to express their own views. Of course, you want proper education. You want things to be exactly right. But it should be unbiased entirely.
My question is, what is the policy that Kamala Harris ran on to push LGBTQ plus in schools?
I believe you do have me there. I have no notes. I was very unprepared.
Okay, so just to clarify, you can't name a single policy that Kamala Harris ran on that you disagree with. Can you name anything that she's ever done as a legislator that you disagree with?
Well, yeah, man. I'm really unprepared here, and I'm quite nervous.
So if it's like, if you can't name like even one thing that she's done as a legislator that you disagree with, how would you possibly like reason the conclusion that she would still yet be worse than Trump, who you can name many things that he has done that you disagree with? Like, I bet you disagree with the fact he's a rapist. I bet you disagree with the fact that he pardoned violent rioters who try to kill cops. I bet you disagree with the fact that he called for the execution of Democrats in Congress. I bet you disagree with the fact that he started a brand new war overseas that led to the largest monthly increase in the price of gasoline since Vietnam. I bet you disagree with the fact that under his watch last year, we had the worst jobs report in 20 years and the most manufacturing bankruptcies in 15 years. So the question that remains is, due to the fact that you could probably agree to like all of these really, 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 really bad things that Trump has done, and you can't even name one bad thing that Kamala Harris has done, or one bad thing that she ran on doing if she was president, how could you possibly reason yourself to the conclusion that she would have been a worse president?
Okay, that's a fair point. I do think that. So, okay, I apologize. I'm struggling to come up with a valid reason. I do have them. I'm just very nervous. I've never done something like this before. So I apologize. I do remember that there being the whole, as I said before, thing with schools. She was in support to a degree of lots of children being like heavily pushed on LGBT gender studies stuff. Which
what do you mean by pushed on? Like, teach specifically what?
So, would you say that it's wrong to have very sexualized books in schools, specifically talking about?
You're gonna have to specify the book.
The book? I mean, I can go and Google like multiple books if you'd like me to. But I know there's many examples of. Okay, hold on. Let me get a laptop.
And this is the reason why the rapist that's destroying the economy and killing 14 million people overseas, while also taking healthcare away from 10 million low-income Americans, is better. If you guys really want, I know that he's looking for a book right now, so we'll let him do that. But if you guys really want the best argument for why you should be on the left compared to the right, it's because the left has substance in their policy, and the left has substance in the reasons why you should support them. Like, take Zoran Mandani. He ran on affordability. He ran on reducing taxes. He ran on making your life easier. But what about people on the right? They don't have anything. They don't have any substance. They just kind of like scare you into thinking that the left is going to make your kid gay. Like, that's literally all. And they use that like burning building that they lit on fire themselves as like a distraction away from the Epstein files, as a distraction away from the economy, as a distraction away from the man that Trump is, as a distraction away from his global impact.
All right, I have found. I haven't been listening for the last few seconds. I've been trying to find a book. I found an example though. So
yeah, what's the latest social issue that you manufactured that you want to convince us is good reason to support the rapist as president? Even though you couldn't name one bad thing Kamala Harris has ever done or ran on, what is it?
So okay, as I was saying before, I had to like come up with a reason just because I've never done this before. I'm quite nervous. So as my reason was that she pushed lots of things in schools that I think are negative towards children. For example, these books. So if you look at Gender Queer and More by Mia, I can't pronounce the name, I'm sorry, Maya Kobabe. So according to this Google thing, which could be wrong, it's just, again, what has came up first. It talks a lot about masturbation and things similar to that, which in my opinion should not be taught in this manner by schools. Like, yes, it should be taught by teachers. Yes, it should be taught in sex ed, but it shouldn't just be found in the library with like improper.
He got banned for a violation due to community guidelines. Yeah, he got banned due to a violation for community guidelines. Let's go to get that next guest connected. Only opposite side of the queue. If you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. Alani, thank you so much for the galaxy. That guy was likely under the age of 18. But for the record, so that book was in some high schools. There's no evidence that it includes sections about masturbation. And there's also no evidence that it's a book that Kamala Harris has ever personally pushed forward to be in schools. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Hey, man. What's up?
What's going on, man? Do you support Trump?
No.
Okay. I'm going to go to ban you, okay?
Huh?
I'm going to ban you.
What?
I'm going to ban you.
I'm sorry, are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm going to ban you, okay?
I'm sorry, I'm a little lost here. What's going on?
Repeat after me. I'm going
to
ban
you.
Now say it on your own without the help, buddy.
Wait, you're gonna ban me?
Yeah.
No, wait. You don't have.
Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only opposite side of the queue. If you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president, please and thank you. Make sure that you are abiding by the rules. You guys want to know the funniest thing ever? Throughout the stream today on my second account, I've gotten 4 Go Live minimum age requirement bans, even though I haven't been live. On my second account. I use my second account to moderate for my phone. And the gifts have just been disappearing. Like it's been giving me the ability to send a gift, then it takes away my ability to send a gift, then it gives me my ability to send a gift, then it takes away my ability to send a gift. And I looked into it. It's because I'm just getting like random age violations, even though I haven't been live on there for 24 hours.
AIDS violation? What is that?
AIDS bro, dude, yo.
I might have heard you wrong. I'm sorry. Sorry. I'm sorry.
AGE, bro. Holy.
18. I'm 18.
No, that's what it said. It was an age violation. You're 18. What year were you born in?
Oh. I am 18. Yeah.
What year were you born in?
I support Trump.
What year were you born in?
2008.
Wilmot?
2008. July.
Okay. Yes, thank you so much for the $5 over on YouTube Super Chat. Who says, I knew I was gay at around 6 years old. Had homosexuality been talked about at school, I wouldn't have spent most of my life feeling shameful. True. I appreciate you for the love. Yeah, listen, folks. We're going to pass the mic to this guest. That's just kind of crazy. Like, holy shit, you fucking just turned 18. Like, 1 month ago, you wouldn't have been able to join this podcast.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Let me thank a couple people, then Mike the floor will be
Is
yours.
there anything wrong with that, though? Like, just because I just turned 18 doesn't mean I shouldn't be allowed to come up, you know? Just kind of, it's just close. It's not like...
Yeah.
Like,
let me thank a couple people.
I'm less of a guest, you know?
Let me thank a couple people, then Mike the floor will be yours. Riley, thank you for the $15 donation of Venmo. Let's get 150 Riley W's down below, who says, good evening, Dean. I've been donating a while now and watching even longer. On the 20th, I enter my first year at uni at George Washington University. You and John Kariuku helped me take my major decision, which is international affairs. Thank you, Dean. That's so exciting, Riley. I wish you the best of luck. Thank you for the love. Thank you as well, Nick, for the $25, who says, I went to Catholic high school with 2 Vatican docs written by the popes. We were always taught... the name of these 2 documents are in Latin, so I can't read them out. But they're asking me to look into these 2 documents. I appreciate you. Thank you for the $25. Same thing to you, Brigsley. Thank you for the $1. Go ahead and take it away, man. Tell us why you support Trump. And Brie, I appreciate you for the galaxy.
Are you done?
Yeah, go ahead and tell us why you support Trump, man.
So I support Trump because of his foreign policy, mostly.
Oh, yeah. I mean, at least you know he's failing domestically for sure. I mean, our country's a mess. What is he doing overseas that you like?
I think the liberation of the people of Iran is something that is definitely on the good side for Trump right now.
Oh, yeah, you're really out of the loop. He's not liberating the people in Iran. He's never tried to liberate the people in Iran. He's never planned to liberate the people in Iran. To liberate the people in Iran would mean to abolish the IRGC and support an oppositional party to then introduce democracy into the country. Okay? What he's doing is he's just kind of like low-key fighting against the IRGC to get them to agree to a denuclearization agreement, so then they won't be able to build a nuke for like the next 20 years. Now, this has kind of failed. We're kind of at a stalemate with the war. Trump has kind of just declared victory and left, and he's considering a full pullout. Meanwhile, Iran is saying that they're unwilling to negotiate until Trump's out of office. So, like, not only do we not have the liberation of the Iranian people, but we also don't even have a denuclearization agreement with the IRGC.
That is true, but I do think that the fact that he even tried to do it, but let's say that he did it because of the liberation, which obviously is probably not true. But
so you're going to make a false presupposition for your argument for why you support Trump? Dude, let's stay in the real world here,
man.
I
didn't say that. I didn't say that the reason was because of his intention was to go and liberate, but the fact that he is trying to do something that will lead to the liberation of the Iranian people.
Okay, what's the argument that what he's doing will lead to the liberation of the Iranian people?
If the Islamic regime is taken down. If the Islamic regime is removed.
Okay, so you're saying that he's trying to remove the IRGC from power?
Basically, yeah. From power in the sense he's trying to remove their power.
Yeah, I've already disputed that, and I've already proved that wrong. I'm going to ask you to listen closely to me because I'm only going to do this twice. He's not trying to remove the IRGC from power. His goal is to get the IRGC to agree to a denuclearization agreement. Those are two very different things. If he wanted to get them out of power, then he wouldn't be trying to get them to agree to a denuclearization agreement.
I don't think that's necessarily true. I think that the denuclearization is for the safety of surrounding nations and just general nations in Europe and in the Middle East, rather than just the taking away the theocracy.
Why have I just been like debating idiots all day? Dude, literally, just try your best to track.
I'm a grown man.
I called you an idiot, not a kid. Just like try your best to track.
You idiot. Oh,
try your best to track. Okay? If we want to negotiate a denuclearization agreement with the IRGC, that means that we would not be attempting to coup the IRGC out of power, or else the denuclearization agreement would be meaningless.
Dude, could I ask you a question?
Can you respond to what I just said, please?
Can you say it again? Let me just turn on my volumes. I'm sorry.
This is the fourth time, man. If we wanted...
No, it's not the fourth time. The other times I was responding.
We are trying to get a denuclearization agreement.
No. I'm sorry. Can you just repeat it for the fourth time and then I'll respond?
Yeah. We are trying to get a denuclearization agreement with Iran. This excludes abolishing the IRGC for the primary reason that if we were to abolish the IRGC, the efforts to negotiate a denuclearization agreement would be for nothing. There's also just very strong evidence that abolishing the IRGC is not one of Trump's military objectives, because Trump said,
of course, I agree with
like 3 months ago, that he had met all of his military objectives, and kind of since then we've just been negotiating, with those negotiations being non-fruitful. There's no active, ongoing effort to overturn and abolish the IRGC.
So you think by the denuclearization, the goal of the denuclearization isn't to abolish the... You think that's...
I just explained why that can't be the case.
I mean, it can be
like,
the case.
Imagine that I described to you why the sky is blue, and then you're like, why is the sky blue? Then I'm like, well, I actually just described that to you.
Well, you just said that there's high evidence to give it. I'm just disagreeing with the evidence.
Okay, what evidence did I give that you disagree with?
Well, you just said there's high evidence that the reason why Trump went to war with Iran in the first place was not due to the liberation.
Yeah, and what piece of evidence did I give you that you disagree with?
You didn't give me evidence. You just said high evidence. I'm just wondering what type of evidence,
I've already repeated it 4 times. This is going to be the last time.
No. I heard you, but you said you didn't give me the evidence. You just said that there was high evidence supporting.
I did, man. This is why I don't like to debate new 18-year-olds. You guys just aren't that smart. I wasn't either. Listen, okay? The evidence that he went to war with Iran for some reason other than to abolish them is because at the peak of the efforts, of the war efforts in Iran, we didn't abolish the IRGC. We didn't even try to. Okay? The strategic plan from the US through the entirety of the ongoing war in Iran has been to force them into a position of negotiation, not into a position of abolition. Okay? And due to the fact that the war efforts have been geared towards forcing them into a position of negotiation for a denuclearization agreement and not into a position of abolition to liberate the people, we know that we are not trying to, nor have we, nor will we liberate the people. Because these are just 2 significantly different strategic aims. Okay? In order for us to liberate the people, okay, we'd have to assume a strategic aim of the abolition of the IRGC in its entirety, with also backing the support of democratic opposition groups to then fill that power vacuum. That's not our strategic aim. If you could give me any evidence that is our strategic aim, I'd really appreciate that. Rather, our strategic aim has been to attempt to force them into a position of negotiation to sign a denuclearization agreement, which actually implies the impossibility of the strategic aim of overturning the IRGC, because those 2 things are not compatible with one another. It's necessarily true that if we want them to agree to a denuclearization agreement with us, that we actually don't want them to go anywhere. Okay? And this is also why, another big piece of evidence, we're giving them $325 billion to rebuild their infrastructure. We're giving them that money, okay, to rebuild the IRGC and to better fortify the IRGC. So then after we sign this denuclearization agreement, they won't be overturned by their own people, so that denuclearization agreement will stand.
So you think that the war has just been a denuclearization effort?
That's not what I think. Not
trying, but like
that's what we're doing. That's what the government is saying we're doing.
That's what they're doing.
And that's also what they're failing at.
Okay. So do you think that the war has...
Do you disagree? Do you disagree with anything that I just said?
Like at all, or like,
do you disagree with anything that I just said?
Not necessarily.
Okay, so then you concede.
I think I would agree with the fact that Trump.
So just to clarify, you concede, correct?
Sorry.
So just to clarify, you concede, correct?
I can. No, I don't think that the aim of the war is to abolish the IRGC or to stop the regime in any way. I don't think that's the aim of the war.
Okay, so then thank you for conceding, because that was your claim.
Because
your claim was that Donald Trump is liberating the Iranian people.
What is happening.
Okay, so give me evidence that Donald Trump. Give me evidence that Donald Trump is liberating the Iranian people. Give me evidence that Trump is liberating the Iranian people, because that was the claim that you made.
First, can I ask you, do you think that the war at all...
I don't want you to burden shift on me. I want you to give evidence for your claim. Give me evidence that Trump is liberating the Iranian people.
Okay, so I think that the war maybe indirectly has caused the progression of the abolition of the IRGC.
Yeah, that's a claim. Prove it.
Not necessarily their nuclear... What?
That's a claim. Now prove the claim.
What do you... do you want me to just give you some statistics, or like... What do you want me to do?
I want. Why are you so stunned? I'm just asking you to give the evidence that proves your claim to be true, because that's what you do in debates.
Did you give me your evidence whenever you said there was a high amount of evidence? You just kind of... I'm not trying to be mean, but you know.
Dude, I gave you my evidence 5 times. Now quit burden shifting.
No, not the evidence. You just
what is the evidence? I don't want you to burden shift. What is your evidence? What is your evidence that Trump's war in Iran is meaningfully contributing to the overthrow of the IRGC? What is your evidence?
I'm sorry, I don't really have any like computer next to me right now.
Okay, so you came up here to debate a claim that you have no evidence for. And this is why you want the rapist to be president. This is why you want the man to be president that has infringed on or threatened to infringe on 7 amendments of our Constitution in the last year and a half. This is why you want the man to be president that's destroyed the economy, taking healthcare away from 10 million low-income Americans and 3 million low-income Americans off of food stamps. And this is the reason why you support the man as president, okay, who has defunded USAID, which is projected to cause the deaths of 14 million people over the course of the next 4 years, okay? And all of this, you support this madman, okay, who is endorsing the execution of American citizens in broad daylight like Alex Preddy and Renee Good, this man who has illegally deported in violation of their right to due process 300 undocumented immigrants to literally be tortured, beaten, and starved in Sikot, okay, because you think that what he's doing in Iran is meaningfully contributing to the overthrow of the IRGC. Okay, but then when I ask you why it's reasonable to believe that's true, when I ask you for your evidence for that claim, you can't give me any. This isn't a debate. This is a big summer blowout. Go ahead, puss.
Hello? I didn't know I could unmute myself. I'm sorry. I didn't want to like interrupt you. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
I'm not scared of you, bro.
Good. I wouldn't want you to be.
I'm not scared of you, bro. What's the counter argument? What's the counter argument, bro? I'm not scared of you, bro.
Can I ask you a question, Dean?
No, bro. I want you to be able to supply the evidence for the claim that the Trump administration is meaningfully contributing to the overthrow of the IRGC. Don't pivot, bro.
I'm not letting you participate in the dialogue.
I'm not letting you to participate in a relevant dialogue by burden shifting or pivoting. Puss.
Dialogue?
Yeah, the only relevant dialogue that exists right now would be you either conceding your claim that Trump is meaningfully contributing to the overthrow of the IRGC, or giving evidence for that claim. Welcome to varsity, little bro. You're not in the little leagues right now. You're not talking to some random Joe who's not going to give you pushback on what you say.
Sorry.
No, this is varsity, little bro. We are in linear lane. So I'm going to ask you, one moment. I'm going to ask you, okay, to hop on board the tracking train and go ahead and give me evidence that Donald Trump is meaningfully contributing to the overthrow of the IRGC.
I think.
All right, you better answer. You better tell me, because if you don't tell me, I'm gonna get angry. Okay, and you won't like me, and you won't like me when I'm angry.
I think my beginning proposition was like a little skewed, because you did get. I can see the fact that Trump isn't directly doing this, but I think just the war in general is kind of supporting. Or not supporting, but it's progressing the liberation. You know what I mean? Because it's almost bringing awareness to the problems in Iran right now, and to the IRGC in general, and the IRGC's,
Youngblood, contemplate this. You made a claim, which is that Donald Trump's war efforts in Iran are meaningfully contributing to the overthrow of the IRGC. Okay?
Yeah,
I have now been asking you. Okay. I've now asked you 5 times, okay, to demonstrate evidence for that claim. So this is my very last try. I told you.
Yep.
You won't like me when I'm angry. Okay.
I do like you when you're angry, Dean.
Give the evidence for that claim, or I'm going to move on.
Okay. Can I say this? I don't have the exact statistics of just the general kind of popularity of the wars, or not the war, the country of Iran since the war started. But I think the war just in general has definitely helped the Iranian people, and definitely, brought a lot of awareness to the Okay, why are you laughing?
The war in general has helped the Iranian people. Meanwhile, it's killed 186 girls in a southern elementary school. Meanwhile, it blew up oil depots in their capital of Tehran that caused their skies to be filled with thick black smog that caused oil rain all over the country that literally set their streets ablaze. The war in which with the use of U.S. militant technology has destroyed civilian infrastructure, has blown up houses and killed families. That's helped the innocent Iranians.
I don't think the war should have started in the first place, but I think
okay, so you do concede the claim that it's helped the innocent Iranians, right?
I do concede that claim, yeah.
Okay, well, so actually, it's not helped the innocent Iranians, so then why do you support it?
Well, the innocent Iranian. Why do I support Trump?
Well, why do you support the war in Iran, dude?
Why do I support the war in Iran? Just because of the reasons I gave.
Which reason? Which reason were you able to give evidence for? Which reason?
The weakening and the progression of the abolition of the IRGC.
Yeah, you haven't been able to prove that, Youngblood.
Can we prove anything, Dean?
Yeah.
Sorry for no.
Can we prove anything? This fucking. What are you saying? Can we prove anything, Dean?
No. The only thing that we can prove. Okay, listen. The only thing that we can prove is Descartes. Is Descartes. I think, therefore I am. Nothing else can be proved, Dean.
Okay. Yeah, you're wrong.
Wait, listen. I'm trolling right now, but genuinely, I think that you gotta pack this up, bro. Stop with this. How do you support Trump topic? Okay?
Because you got fucking cooked on it? No, yeah. I'll pack it up. I'll pack it up because I fucking cooked your ass. Yeah, dude. I'll pack it up because I fried you. I will take that into serious consideration. We're gonna go back to linear lane here. Let's go to get the next Trump supporter loaded up inside of the queue. Yeah, I'll keep that one in mind for the future, bro. Yeah, thank you. Fucking useless. That was useless, dude. Iron, do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
How old are you?
19.
All right, let's just cut to the chase here, bro. Are you gonna be as fucking useless as Alaska's?
No.
All right, awesome, bro. Give me one moment to thank a couple people. King of the Golden State, thank you for the $20. Who says, man, what happened in 2008? Because these 18-year-old callers aren't the smartest. SMH, I appreciate you for the $20. Well, I wouldn't say that about all 18-year-olds, but I definitely say that about that 18-year-old. I really do appreciate you for the $20, King of the Golden State. Let's get 200 King W's in that chat. Thank you so much. Same thing to Nick with the 20 Australian dollars, who says, congratulations on 500 episodes. Is it possible to debate somebody on which of Trump's policy is the worst? Like me debating somebody on which of Trump's policy is the worst? Dude, honestly, that would not be as much of a debate as just like a conversation, but that'd be a fun conversation. Over on Venmo, thank you, Patsy, for the $50. I really appreciate you. That is so much money, and I'm very, very grateful for you. I want to see 500 Patsy W's down below. Thank you, Patsy. Patsy with the 50 says, hey, Dean, please read this to yourself. All righty, Miss Patsy, I'll keep that to myself. Let's get 500 Patsy W's. Riley, thank you for the $15, who says, good evening, Dean. I've been... Oh, wait, I already thanked you earlier. I guess I'll thank you again. We are all caught up on Venmo, and we are all caught up over on Super Chat. I think that we have a couple people to pick up with here on PayPal. Leah, thank you for the $2, and Campbell, thank you for another $5. I appreciate you. Look at that. We're all caught up. If you want to support me, if you want to support the stream, if you want to support the work that we do here, you can do so through the link tree in the bio on my TikTok account. You could find my Venmo and my PayPal. You could also find the ad at the top of the phone screen right there, Dean Withers without the letter E in Withers, as well as they're always in the pinned message over in the YouTube stream. Also, Iron, I'm actually just going to give you a really strong reason off the bat here why you shouldn't be MAGA. All of your MAGA friends are in the comment section right now spamming the N-word.
Okay, so first of all, I was going to see if I could just talk about abortion.
I mean, do you agree that other MAGA people in the comment section spamming the N-word because MAGA is super racist is a good reason to not support Trump?
I'm not really gonna have a comment about that.
Oh, you're not.
I don't really care that much about it.
Or you don't really care that much. I mean, yeah, that doesn't beat me. I bet you don't really care too much. I don't know. Maybe you're like the Jesus guy who's pro-slavery. Hopefully not. That was crazy. Still can't believe that. What a crazy clip we found earlier. What did you want to talk to me about? Why do you support Trump?
I just wanted to clarify some stuff and also like find out your views on it. So like, could you just like tell me like what you think about like, you know, situations and stuff like that?
I'm confused on what you're asking me. Are you not supposed to be giving me an argument for why you support Trump right now?
No, I asked if I could talk about abortion instead of Trump.
Because okay, so I know you're not a Trump supporter?
I am a Trump supporter.
Why do you support Trump?
Okay, I was asking if I could talk about abortion instead of Trump. Because...
Yeah, man. I'll give you like 5 minutes. It's not going to be too
okay, sweet.
Man,
I appreciate
I'll try my best. So, Why are you pro-life, dude?
Okay, so first of all, I just want to say that I respect you and everything, and I appreciate you doing all this. And I just kind of wanted to make a point. I know you probably heard this a lot, but just like on like core beliefs that like human life should be protected from conception. Do you like believe in that?
No, I don't have any reason to believe in that. What's the reason to believe in that?
The reason to believe that human life should be protected
from the moment of conception, yeah.
Because it's a human life.
Okay, that's circular. So you're arguing here that the fetus is valuable because of its species. So why do you think our species makes us morally valuable?
Because I believe that every human is valuable. I mean...
Why do you believe that?
Because we're all made in the image of God, in my belief.
Oh, we're all made by the image of God. So if there was like a partial molar pregnancy, if you don't know what that is, it's basically where the conceived zygote does develop is a member of the human species, but it's like literally just like a little clump of human cells in like a skin bag with a couple pieces of hair on it. It's not supposed to happen. It's really sad when it does, and it's honestly kind of disgusting. But they're still technically biologically alive and technically a member of the human species. Would you argue that it's murder to kill that?
I would say that like in a partial molar pregnancy, it's different from like an elective abortion, because the pregnancy itself is like pathologically abnormal and the fetus cannot survive.
Okay. Does that change the fact that that's a member of the human species?
I don't think so.
Okay. So earlier when you told us that the thing in which makes us valuable is our species, and you value all members of the human species because they're made in the image of God, you were wrong. Because now we've been able to identify a member of the human species that you actually don't give value to. They actually don't think it's murder to kill. So in other words, it doesn't really seem like you're arguing here that species affiliation is a thing that makes us valuable, but rather like our characteristics or our future maybe. But definitely
Well,
not
I'd say
just
different
our species
because
affiliation.
Human species is bound to die. Like it cannot be saved. So I feel like it's different.
Aren't we all bound to die?
Well, like in that certain situation, because I do believe in situational parts, like with
the fact is that we're all bound to die. Yet you still think that we all have the right to life. So I mean,
that's different because it's going to die before it's even like brought into the world.
Oh, it's going to die before birth?
Yes.
Okay, so if this partial molar pregnancy was going to survive birth and die on the operating table, would you then argue that it'd be murder to abort it?
Well, it depends if the mother is going to be okay, because I know some of those.
If she's going to be okay, would it be murder to abort this little bag of skin cells?
I don't think so. No.
Okay, even if it's like not bound to die before birth. So that also doesn't explain why you don't think that it's murder to kill the partial molar pregnancy, but it would be murder to kill a regular fetus.
Wait, sorry, what did you say?
So this actually doesn't explain why you don't think it's murder to kill the partial molar pregnancy, but you do think it's murder to kill a regular fetus.
Okay, sorry, give me 1 second.
If you happen to be watching the live stream and you are an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president, go ahead and hop inside of that queue for me. Yeah, go ahead and hop inside of that queue for me. If you'd like to support me and the work that we do here, you can on Venmo and PayPal. Link tree in the bio. Handles at the top of the phone screen on TikTok, as well as handles always in the pinned message over on YouTube. Thank you, Maddie, for the $5. Thank you. And then Miles with a $1 says, "Hey, Dean, is this the right account?" It sure is, Miles. I appreciate you.
All right, sorry, I'm back.
So how would you like to address the last point of contention? The contention being that you are arguing that in order to be of value, you must you ought to be a member of the human species. However, there are members of the human species in which you can identify and which you don't think that are of value. So this means that it is not true that your moral criterion for value is being a member of the human species.
I would say that. So what you were talking about, I would say that it's generally not. It should probably not be delivered if there is like, like a pathological issue to protecting the mother.
What?
I was basically saying that even like it's like basically what I was saying is it's like going to die.
Okay. So then you don't think that it's the species of the fetus that is valuable. You think it's its future of not dying that is of value.
Yeah, but I'm basically just
okay. So you do think it's
like,
its future that's valuable. So what's in the future of the fetus that you think makes it valuable?
The future of like what you were talking about with the what's it called with like the partial molar or whatever. The future is different because like
That's not what I asked you.
That's not what I asked you.
That's not what I asked you. I'm gonna run you through this again. I asked you why you think that abortion is murder. You said because they're human. I asked you, well, why do you think that being a human is what gives us value? And then you said because we're made in the image by God. So then I tested that claim that it's being a human which makes us morally valuable by giving you an example of a human, a partial molar pregnancy, to see if you think it's morally valuable. You don't. Okay, so at that point in time, you conceded the claim that you think that your criterion for moral value would be to be a member of the human species, and then you explain why you wouldn't value the partial molar pregnancies because it doesn't have a future, which implies that your true criterion for moral value would be to have a future. So in other words, you're arguing that it's murder to kill the fetus because of the fetus's future. So then I asked you, well, what is within the future of that fetus that makes it morally valuable? And you haven't been able to answer the question.
Well, I was just kind of going into reasoning.
So what? Yeah. What is in the future of that fetus that makes it morally valuable?
A life, because like.
What is meant by life? Are you talking about a biological life?
Yes, because.
Okay. Well, I'm unconvinced that biological life is ethically salient. I don't think that biological life is relevant to an ethical evaluation. Like for instance, ants have biological life. Does this mean that we give them more consideration and we think that it's murder to kill them? No. Okay, and if your criterion for value seriously just is biological life, well then for what reason would you not value the partial molar pregnancy? Let's just say that this partial molar pregnancy is going to live until 6 months old out of womb. Okay, you would argue that it's therefore not wrong to kill it because it lacks a future beyond 6 months. Would you say the same thing about a fetus that we know will also live until 6 months out of the womb under typical natural conditions? Probably not. You'd argue that it's still wrong to kill that fetus even though it lacks a future. Okay, but then you argue, even though the partial molar pregnancy has the same future as the typical fetus would, that's actually what justifies and explains why it's okay to kill it. So that's a contradiction in your view.
Okay, I understand what you're saying. But what you were talking about with like ants and stuff, as like a Catholic, I believe that an ant like does not have a soul, and humans have souls. So I feel like that is.
What's a soul?
Also a point. I can't even really explain that, not gonna lie.
Okay, so then you can explain the thing that you think makes abortion wrong. Perfect.
Wait, what?
You can't explain the thing that you think makes abortion wrong.
Well, I think it makes abortion wrong because...
If you can't explain what a soul is, then how do you know that a fetus has a soul?
I don't really know. Because every human is born with a soul.
Okay, so then the partial molar pregnancy is born with a soul. You actually have to argue that not... Okay, so then it's murder to kill the partial molar pregnancy.
I would say so, yeah.
It's murder to kill a clump of human cells in a skin bag with a couple pieces of hair in it.
Yeah, because it should still be like baptized.
Oh my god. All right, bro. In a room, we have a dog and we have the partial molar pregnancy.
Mm-hmm.
You'd argue that it's wrong to kill one of the two things in this room. It's murder to kill one of the two things in this room. And your response to that is that it's murder to kill the partial molar pregnancy. By the way, just think about how insane that is. Think about how insane that is. You're saying that if a woman electively aborts a non-viable pregnancy that drastically went wrong and was riddled with genetic abnormalities, like legitimately, it's literally just a clump of cells in a skin bag. That's all that partial molar pregnancy is. It is a clump of cells in a skin bag that would make that woman a murderer. That's sick. I don't think that you're acting rationally and yielding that conclusion. Okay,
well,
what else is crazy? What else is crazy is like you're telling me, what else is crazy is what you're telling me here is that it is murder and it is condemnable and it is wrong to kill literal skin bags filled with human cells, okay? But then it's not wrong for Donald Trump to turn around and defund USAID, which is projected to kill 14 million people over the course of the next 4 years?
Well, like, when you talk about murder, do you mean like legal murder?
No, murder in a moral sense, the unjustified termination of a valuable life.
Okay. Because I was talking about how directly intended abortion is like gravely wrong as like a, mortal sin. So like a molar pregnancy can be morally permissible when the treatment is like directed at the mothers.
Bruh, you just said that it was murder. How can murder be morally permissible?
I was just saying the mother's medical condition rather than intentionally killing the unborn child.
Okay. So you think that non-life-threatening medical conditions can justify abortion. Okay. Well, then all pregnancies ever justify all abortions ever, because all pregnancies ever are either non-life-threatening medical conditions or life-threatening medical conditions.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're pro-abortion in every circumstance ever.
No, not in every circumstance.
Why, bro? In every circumstance ever, they're experiencing either a life-threatening or a non-life-threatening medical condition.
Okay. I do. Okay, I can like explain some like.
Your 5 minutes is up. Moving on to the next guest. Only opposite side of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. I don't know if it's just me. I actually don't have too much fun in those conversations about abortion.
What's up, Dean?
I don't know what it is. I just like they're just never fruitful. Like they never know what they're talking about. Maybe I need to take a day off. Okay, I think that's a possibility. I think that maybe I need to take a day off because I'm like starting to get really worn out by these guys. But it's like it just never goes anywhere. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I do, Dean.
How old are you?
I'm 18.
What year are you born in?
2008.
What month?
July.
And why do you support Trump?
I actually want to talk about Jesus and whatnot because you lost. You're spreading misinformation.
What point did I lose
I
on?
wanted to talk about that.
What point did I lose on?
So the morality point, I'm pretty sure I'm kind of obvious you lost on that.
Can you name the specific point that I lost on in reference to our conversation concerning ethics?
Let me explain it. I don't know if you want me to explain it or not, but
yeah, I do.
When Jesus and whatnot kept asking you what makes your moral claims true, you kept talking about human flourishing and survival and virtue ethics, and that's not really answering it directly, is it?
The direct answer that I gave him to his question is that I'm an anti-naturalist realist, and I think what makes moral claims true would be moral facts in which are irreducible and exist outside of the causal order that we could access with our moral intuitions.
Yeah, not really what you told him, but all right.
Yeah, I just also added on that I'm also considering natural realism, such as synthetic or analytic natural realism. But I've actually clarified it. I'm no longer considering natural realism. I'm now pretty convinced of anti-natural realism. But that was the answer that I gave him to his question.
Okay,
but I would also like it to be understood.
Tell me.
I would also like it to be understood. I don't even need to answer that question. Why? Because I wasn't the one under investigation. I wasn't the one making the claim. Started with him making the claim that he thinks that we should force pregnant 5-year-olds to maintain pregnancy, and then I'm all of a sudden trying to do an investigation of my worldview. I charitably responded to his investigation. I told him that my normative view is virtue ethics and that my metaethical view is I'm a anti-naturalist moral realist who thinks that moral facts exist irreducibly, and we discover them through our moral intuitions.
All right, so if you're so confident you want to debate, why'd you have to bring in another guest at the end of the debate? Cool guy. Why'd you have to bring him in? That's why I'm asking why.
Hey, that wasn't even like a 2v1, because Cool Guy actually disagrees with me on a lot too. He was Catholic.
I understand.
Just like,
He's a Catholic Christian.
One moment. He's also Catholic. There's more so 1v1v1. Why? Because he was misrepresenting a bunch about Thomism that I don't understand. But the stuff about Thomism that he was misrepresenting actually wasn't relevant to my view or his. He was more so just trying to throw it out there. And I thought that it'd be fun to see, one of my goats absolutely destroy him. But once again, what specific point did I lose on in that conversation? You've yet to specify it.
Yeah, I actually wrote down all the notes as I was listening to the debate. Let me find some. You claimed that God's nature was good and his commands came from nature. Am I correct or no?
I never talked about God with him, no.
He was bringing up theology during your debate. What do you mean?
He brought up Thomism as it would relate to his claim and an investigation of mine, but not at one point in the conversation did we ever talk about God. It was actually explicitly stated at the beginning of the conversation that I don't debate God. And he was like, okay, I'll see you later. Then I was like, well, I'd have a conversation with you about abortion. The word God literally never came out of my mouth.
About abortion, you had an argument about bodily autonomy, right? Autonomy, my bad.
Also, no. What?
You're saying you didn't talk about bodily autonomy.
Autonomy. And yes, I am telling you that I never spoke about bodily autonomy. Yeah. So like, also something else that I never mentioned in the debate. You've been wrong about these two things that you're arguing. I've mentioned in the debate.
Not in the one I listened to. You were. I'll go back.
Did you even watch the debate?
Yeah, I actually watched it fully.
I don't think you did. I don't think that this guy even watched the debate. Because at no conversation in the debate did we talk about God, and no conversation in the debate did we talk about bodily autonomy. Like, dude, you're just on the bandwagon. This is the bandwagon right here, folks. No, we talked about him claiming that he thinks that we should force 5-year-old girls that were raped and impregnated to maintain that pregnancy because of natural law, due to the fact that he thinks that there's natural ends or functions to parts of our body, and the reproductive system is supposed to reproduce. And when you stop it from reproducing, you're doing something morally wrong in accordance with his Thomistic views on ethics. Okay. We talked about my normative views of eudaimonic virtue ethicism, and then we talked about my metaethical commitments. At the time, I was like, I don't know, I'm kind of leaning between natural and anti-natural realism, and then that's about it. That's all that we talked about. And then at the end, we kind of started to talk about like a little bit to do with Thomism, what St. Thomas Aquinas thought the intellect was, and if the intellect was just an interpreter of the senses. We also talked a little bit about like Randian ethics to do with like possible motivations for natural realism rooted within, the empirically testable and trackable human flourishment, which in of itself is good or has a synthetic relationship with good. Yeah, that's about it. That's about all that we discussed. So when you're talking about bodily autonomy and God, those are just two things that we never brought up.
Okay, maybe I don't remember the debate at all.
He left. He left. Holy shit. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Dude, that's a bandwagon, bro. That's the bandwagon. I just got a crazy text. I just got a crazy fucking text, everybody. Oh, no way. Let's go to get the next guest up here. I may tell you all about it here in a little bit. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only opposite of the cube. If you happen to be an American adult that does indeed support Donald J. Trump as president, let's go to get the next guest, Christiana, connected to the live stream. Welcome in. Do you support Trump? Okay, I low-key got to type this out. Hey, I noticed at the end of your video, you lied and said that me and Parker weren't interested in being in a GC with you. No mutual friend ever reached out to me. That was just simply false. Now, I actually have had a mutual friend make this group chat. No worries. I bet you didn't see my message on TikTok either, even though it says you left it on red. I'd like to invite you on my stream to pick up where we left off. Super simple. 1v1. Let's run it. Dean Withers. I just got added to a random group chat by somebody that I don't think I've ever met, but they're like really cool. It was actually the creator of that video that I played you guys earlier. And he's like, do you want me to just add you into a text group chat with this guy? I was like, yeah. So I just pre-typed out the message and I'm going to send it when he makes a GC. Let's go to get the next guest connected.
Hello?
Hey, welcome in. Do you support Trump?
I do.
Okay. I can't tell if this is a 14-year-old or a 40-year-old. How old are you?
18. I turned 18 last month.
Nope, that's going to be a 14-year-old. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. Avery, thank you so much for the galaxy. That's very kind of you. Let's go to get the next guest, Juliet, loading in. Hey, welcome in. Do you support Trump? Hello? Juliet? Juliet's not here. Let's go to move on to the next guest, KB Collects.
We are Dean Withers.
Okay, they're also banned, guys. Only drop inside of the queue if you happen to be an American adult that does indeed support Donald J. Trump as president. I'd really appreciate it so much if you guys would be willing to follow the rules. I'd really appreciate it so much if you guys would be willing to follow the rules. Let's go to get the next guest connected right now. Okay. Hey, welcome in. Do you support Trump? Another child. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Let's go to get the next guest connected. We got Jason 2.0 loading up in. Alrighty, let's go to get the next guest connected right now. Jason 2.0 is not loaded in. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Let's go to get the next guest connected. We got Cross loading up in. Gabrielle, appreciate you for the dolphin. Guys, please only do opt inside of the queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. I think that we may still have an active restriction on the live. Maybe we should move over to the second account. I low-key think that we'd be able to push out to more people on the second account, like literally. We might end up doing that. Should we do that? I don't know. Let's go to try to get the next guest connected. If we're not able to get somebody up in here in the coming minutes, we are going to go to move over to the second account because I think that we...
Shit. Hello?
Hey, man, one moment. Okay, so Cade Bradley just made the group chat. Okay, I'm going to send this message to the Jesus guy. Hey, I noticed at the end of your video you lied and said that me and Parker weren't interested in being in a group chat with you. No mutual friend ever reached out to me. That was just simply false. Now I actually have had a mutual friend make this group chat. No worries. I bet you didn't see my message on TikTok either, even though it says that you left me on red. I'd like to invite you on my stream to pick up where we left off. Super simple 1v1. Let's run it. Fantastic. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
The message has been sent. The message has been sent, and this guy's shit has been also sent down the drain. Alrighty. Moving on to the next guest. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. I'd really appreciate that so very much, folks. Probably going to move over to the second account here momentarily. I do think that we still do have an active restriction on this account, which is highly unfortunate. It says that there's not an active restriction. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe TikTok's just lying to me. Alrighty. Moving on to the next guest right now, folks. Let's go ahead and get Greg Moore connected. Welcome in, Greg. Do you support Trump?
It's been a while.
Okay, Greg. Are you MAGA?
Counting or not counting gang violence? We are Charlie Kirk.
Dude, we're about to hit the 1 year anniversary. The fact that you motherfuckers have been doing this to me for 1 year. 1 year! Oh my goodness. Like, oh my God. Oh my God. I'm like, I'll be like trying to sleep. And in the back of my head, I'll hear, we are Charlie Kirk. You know, just, it's been a year. It's been a year, bro. Get the fuck out of the bath. I know those acoustics.
I'm not in the bath. I'm in my basement. I swear to God.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 18.
What year were you born in?
What year? 2008.
Yeah. Okay. What month?
March 31st.
Alrighty. And why do you support Trump?
You said you were opening it up to like more like normal Republicans, not MAGA and everything, right?
Yeah. Depends on what you want to debate me on.
Okay. So, I just like I kind of want you to like prove me wrong here. So, on my abortion, like thing on abortion, I do not like agree on like rape. I don't agree with like if the mother's gonna die or anything like that. Do you think that just people can just abort babies for no reason?
Yes, so true.
So you think so? Why is that?
Yeah, because I think that the greatest weight of reasons favors the action, man. I just think that this is funny because I just said for no reason, but I didn't mean that literally. There are more reasons for women to get abortions than reasons against women getting abortions.
Okay. Well, I personally am not a woman, so I don't know if you have any fan experiences or anything like that. So can you just like explain that to me?
Oh, yeah, I just happen to, like, you know, be able to, like, use my senses reliably in my cognitive thought processes to, like, yield the conclusion that clearly there are reasons for women to get abortions. You know, like bodily concerns surrounding the pregnancy and the childbirth in of itself. You also have financial concerns, professional concerns, relational concerns, instrumental reasons. You have educational concerns. And those are, like, all the reasons to get abortions. And then what are the reasons against getting an abortion? Well, there aren't really any. Maybe you can think of, like, one. The U.S. will, like, lose one future worker. Okay, well, like, clearly that doesn't outweigh the reasons for the action.
Okay, well, that is actually kind of funny. But, so, like, I personally come from a family that is not financially stable. Wasn't even financially stable whenever I was born. And they still have me, and they still raised me to be who I am today.
Yeah.
And so I don't get why aborting somebody just because maybe, do you think the government should, like, have a funding or something that will like help people just not get abortions and just let the kid live? Or do you think that we should just
listen? I'm fine with social programs to help out struggling, young men and women. I'm game for social programs to help pregnant women. I'm game for social programs to help mothers and fathers. But like the point is like none of these things would like overrule or outweigh the fact there are still more reasons to get an abortion than not to.
That's fair.
And maybe you think there are more reasons not to get an abortion. Could you tell me what they are?
I would honestly say, like, I just don't think if people just say, oh, I don't want a baby, let's abort it. I know there's accidental pregnancies. I know that accidents happen. I just don't get why not ruling out having the baby and then maybe just giving it up for adoption or just letting your parents
because
take
we
care
don't. There's like there's not like outweighing motivation to have the baby. Like the question is, why shouldn't she be able to get the abortion? What's the answer?
Honestly, there's not really anything that I can say, and I appreciate it. You're just educating me, and I appreciate it. So,
okay, is that the end of the conversation?
No, I'm trying to just like just get more educated. That's all.
Okay, all right. Was there anything else that you wanted to talk about?
I was in Parker's stream earlier today. I know you're not Parker, and I know you guys have a lot of the same agreements and stuff. So I know you guys said that like Trump has called out to hang Democrats or whatever. That's correct, right?
Yeah.
So why don't you call out the Democrats? And I'm not a fan of Charlie Kirk at all. I am not personally not MAGA. Do I agree with some of it? Yes. Do I disagree with some of it? Yes. But like Charlie Kirk, for example, why do you think people just celebrate that? I just don't get why.
Just so I understand, could you like just tell me and inform me like what the relationship or the relevance is between these two things? Like I definitely do see like a pretty big difference between the president of the United States of America directly calling for the execution of his political opponents in Congress and some like random 14-year-old on Twitter being like, "Yay, Charlie Kirk's dead." Okay, like one's like antisocial and one is like a great threat to the fabric of our nation.
Prove me if I'm wrong, but I think I think there was a Congress meeting like as soon as he died or he got assassinated, whatever you want to call it. And I guess there was a moment of silence, and nobody was silent at all. I don't think some of the Republicans were silent. I don't think any of the Democrats were silent.
Okay, bro. What are we talking about? I'm sorry, man. Is there
why I get Trump's the president, right?
Bro, wait, I'm so sorry. There's a difference between calling for the execution of your political opponents and refusing to give a podcaster a moment of silence in Congress during the State of the Union.
That's fair. Okay. So, do you know, I want you to answer this for me. Do you know why he said that at all?
Because he's literally deranged. Is there anything else that you wanted to debate, or should I move on to the next guest?
If you want to move on to the next guest, I appreciate you so much, Dean. Thank you.
You take care. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only drop inside of the queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. Please and thank you. I'd appreciate that so very much. Couple people to thank here. Appreciate you so much for the $20 over on Super Chat. Chaos Shadow, who says, "Hey, Dean, as a question in abortion debates, could you ask these idiots if women should advocate for legislation for men to get mandatory vasectomies? I'd really love to hear their responses." Yeah, maybe we should bring that point back. Everybody. That's a good one. I appreciate you so much for the $20. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only do op inside of the queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. Alrighty, folks. Oh, looks like the chat on TikTok is back to the spam about Jesus and whatnot. We're going to be dealing with that for a while. I think every time the whole chat starts to get spammed with that, I'm just going to replay the clip of him stating that he thinks slavery is a good thing. So while we're looking for the next guest, for all the spammers that have flooded the chat, here's your goat saying that he thinks slavery is a good thing. Welcome in. How old are you?
Of owning other people was
That's a
ahead
child.
of.
Well, not owning other people. I would say slavery is something that's still not condemned in the Catholic Church. I don't think it ever will be, because I don't think owning other people is necessarily
Only up inside of the queue if you're MAGA.
And, get me under fire for that. But God owns slaves. We're all slaves to God. And so if God can do something, I don't think it's necessarily out of bounds for a good Christian person owner to.
Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
I do support Trump, as a matter of fact. By the way, I'm not in my bath. I'm in my truck right now. I know I heard the acoustics sounds bad. But I'm born June 18, 2006. I'm a 20-year-old, and I do support.
What was that noise? Hello?
Oh, I'm here. Sorry about that. My mic was turned off. I am a Trump supporter. I'm 20 years old. I was born June 18, 2006. I just want to know why you're not a big fan of Trump. I know he's done a lot wrong. I can 100% agree on that. But one thing I don't agree on, I don't like the HB1 visas. I think that I think the Indian people scamming, coming into our country using HB1 visas, falsifying college applications and job applications was a good thing for him to take away. Now, there's a lot I don't agree with, like him talking about hanging Democrats. I don't think that's good.
I want to talk about what you just said about the H-1B visas. So you said it's a good thing to end H-1B visas because of scamming Indians?
I not specifically them, but he called them out, and so I was just referencing them. They were his words exactly.
Okay, so
they were scamming.
why do you care about scamming Indians but not scamming Americans? You know, like the president and his 34 felonies.
But that was the only point I was referencing.
Why do you care about Donald Trump and his scams? Like his 34 felony counts that he's found guilty of for business fraud,
agree.
or when he defrauded his university in the state of New York.
Yes, I was
So why do you think he's a good president? I'm waiting.
No, I don't think he's a good president. I never mentioned that. No.
Okay, why do you support him as president?
I am slightly MAGA. I think Kamala Harris was a worse option. I don't think she was a better option. Now,
you know what? No, we're going to make you debate in the fucking bath. You're not going anywhere. You're going to tell us explicitly and exactly why you think Trump is a good president. You're going to fucking stand on it. Let me clarify. I'm not scared of you. Okay, I'm not scared of you. So why don't we go ahead and get the succinct 1 or 2 sentence reason why it's the case that you think that Trump is a good president.
Right now, I got 4 candles lit, and I got Dr. Bronner's 1801 Pure Castle Peppermint soap in my back with me, so I'm on fire.
Hello? I'm sorry, something's glitching with the live stream. We're kicking that guy because he's in the bath, but I hear like another person on the live. This is actually probably a good point to move over to the second account. Folks, we're going to move over to the second account. So, yeah, somebody... What is going on? No one's connected to the live stream right now. I don't know what that noise is. I think that this is just a good point to move over to the second account. So, folks, we have a week-long ban for invisibility. Dean. Hi, can you leave the stream, please?
I'm here, Dean.
I hear you. Can you leave the stream, please?
Dean. It's glitched.
Yeah, it is glitched. I know.
It's glitched.
Would you like to leave on your own?
I'm gonna dox you. I'm doxing you, Dean.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for doxing me.
Dean, now that you broke up with your girlfriend, would you date a tranny? What about that scenario? Would you date
and now he's just spamming transgender slurs because he was able to get stuck into the live stream. So anyways, now's a good time to go move over to the second account, folks. That's going to be at DNCDean on TikTok, everybody. We're going to be over there for the next 2 hours. That's going to be at DNCDean. We'll see you guys over there soon. Let's go ahead and head over there right now. Yeah, what a really unfortunate way to get somebody stuck into the account. But fortunate timing because we were just talking about moving over to the second account anyways. So let's go ahead and start the live stream on the second account. So hopefully we could get some good push out. Oh man, I'd be so fucking annoyed right now if like I wasn't intending to end the live nonetheless. I would be so fucking annoyed right now if I wasn't intending to end the live stream. Do you know how fucking annoying that would be, bro? And by the way, we didn't break up. I have no clue what that guy was talking about. Let's go ahead and try to get that next guest up here. Meanwhile, I'm just trying to start up my TikTok studio. What the hell? Give me a moment, folks. It usually takes a while to switch accounts on TikTok Studio. Alrighty, guys, give me one moment. I'm pretty sure that we still do have that visibility restriction on the main account. Super unfortunate. I'm gonna have to talk to my people at TikTok about it. We're in the process of heading over to the second account right now. Yeah, it's just taking a long time. By the way, that wasn't anybody hacking me. Every so often, TikTok will just glitch. It's saying that I actually don't have live access on my main account? What? Strange. Alrighty, folks. We are signed into the second account. Oh, it just signed me out of the second account. Oh boy. Give me a moment here, folks. Give me one moment here, folks. TikTok is not on my side, man. Okay. So we signed into the account and it signed us out. I think that we're back in now. Yeah, there we go. All right, starting live now on DNC Dean on TikTok. Hopefully we'll be able to hop back into the debates. Turn off GIFs. Oh, what? Thankfully, I did get TikTok to disable the annoying music GIFs on the second account too. So we're good. You guys won't have to hear... you guys won't have to hear like the craziest fucking GIF sounds known to man. Welcome in, everybody. It's so good to see you all. I appreciate y'all so much for being here. We have moved over to the second account just because I think that we still do have a visibility restriction on the main account, even though it's like super weird and glitching the frick out. It's fine. Welcome in, everybody. It's good to see you all. For everybody who's tuning in on TikTok, make sure that you're double tapping away on that phone screen and sharing out this live with a handful of friends. We're going to go get the main account up here just for some push out on that For You page, and then we're going to hop right into the debates. So only do hop inside of that queue if you are an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump is president. Alrighty, let's go to get Grant connected to the live stream. Here we go, everyone. Welcome in, Grant. Do you support Trump?
Hello?
Hi, Grant. Do you support Trump?
Actually, let me reverse roll. Do you support Trump?
Okay, Grant, I'm going to kick you if you don't answer the question.
No,
so what is it going to be?
Don't kick me!
Then answer the question, Grant.
I don't want to be kicked.
Alrighty, we're going to go to kick Grant out and move on to the next guest. Only hop inside of the queue if you are an American adult that supports Trump as president, folks. We are just looking for some debates this evening. We'll know for sure if the visibility on the main account's restricted by the push out of this account over the course of the next 2 hours. So I guess we'll see. Let's go to get the next guest, Melissa 805 connected. Carson, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo, who says, I'm a Trump supporter, but I really love hearing your views and would love to debate you. Thank you so much for the education. Carson, I'd love to talk to you too, man. You sound open-minded. I bet I could change your mind. Shannon, thank you so much for the $10 as well, who says, don't mean to mom you, but self-care matters. A day off or even if you might help your soul, sending love. I think it is about time for me to take a day off. I'm not going to lie. Then Sakura, thank you so much for the $50 donation on Venmo. Holy fucking shit, Sakura. That is Sakura. Please show some massive love to Sakura down below in that comment section. I do really appreciate you. Thank you, Sakura. Sakura with the $50 says, spit and fire like always. Appreciate you. Thank you. As well as Jessica, thank you for the $10. And Piper, thank you for the $3. And guys, no, I did not break up with my girlfriend just because some random person on the internet said that. Does not make it true. Appreciate you, SJ, as well for the $30 donation over on PayPal. Let's get 300 SJWs in that chat. That's very kind of you. Thank you. Fernando, thank you so much for the $1. And Emma with the $10 who says, hey, Dean, I appreciate everything that you do. Have you also seen the Puss X Dean edits? I've not, and I don't want to. Elastor, thank you for the $17 donation on PayPal, who says, I've been watching your videos and lives with my mom. We pause them and have amazing conversations. Will you be on any debate platforms I could watch anytime soon? I'd love to see you on Roundtable or something similar. Oh, I'd love to see myself on there as well. Maybe we will. I appreciate you for the $17. It's very kind of you. Same thing to, let's see here, Callie, thank you for the $5 over on PayPal. And with all that being said, we're actually cut up on PayPal and Venmo. One person to thank over on YouTube Super Chat. Kay, thank you for the $20 on YouTube Super Chat, who says, Dean, can you tell the pro-life people next time when they say that they just... that why don't they just give up for adoption? Do you realize how many kids in the system there are already? Do you just add more? Dude, yeah, there are so many neglected people. CT, thank you for the $30 donation on YouTube Super Chat. That is very kind of you, CT. Thank you so much. CT with the 30 says, had a miscarriage, needed to surgically abort to get the dead baby out. If they're banned, do we need to go septic, or we don't even like pap smears, having to make appointments and go through questions for quote unquote fun? Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of complications for the life of the pregnant woman that arise with any and all abortion bans. I appreciate you for your insight, and thank you for the $30. We're all caught up. Melissa, welcome to the live stream. Do you support Trump?
We are Charlie Kirk.
How are you producing those noises? Wait, speak normally real quick?
We are Charlie Kirk.
No, speak normally real quick.
No.
How are you doing that? Like, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Yo. I don't even think that's Melissa. I think that's Melissa's Ouija board, dude. I think that actually might have been Charlie Kirk. Truly. That actually might have been Charlie Kirk. Wow. Communicating with the dead. You know, we really reach a new high every day, don't we? It's always something new. Welcome in, Elise. Do you support Trump?
I do.
How old are you?
I'm 19.
And what year were you born in, quite frankly?
2006.
And why do you support the worst president of your life, quite fucking frankly?
I actually don't. I'm kidding.
Okay, I'm going to ban you. Let's go to move on to the next guest. Elise Marie, you are banned. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Folks, welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yes, sir, I do.
How old are you?
I'm 23.
Okay, you just sound like you're about to start a bath.
Start a bath?
Yeah. I can hear it in the tone of your voice.
Not about to start anything, man. I'm sick of seeing you on my For You page. Listen, if I could vote for Trump again for a third term in 2028, I would do it without a doubt.
Okay, yeah, listen, bro. We understood that you were a moron the first time you opened your mouth and told us you were MAGA. You don't need to remind us. Why don't you tell us why you support Trump?
Man, it's easy. I support Trump because Charlie's in your bath, Dean. Come join me, baby boy.
Banned for obvious reasons. But wow! How did I know, bro? How did I know? How did I know? Dude. How did I know? Holy shit. It was just the tone of his voice. I could just tell by the tone of his voice that he was about to get in a bath. I'm proud of myself. No, I'm tooting my own horn, motherfucker. I'm tooting my own fucking horn, dude. Ain't that some shit? I could just tell. I could just tell by the tone of his voice he was about to hop into a bath. Let's go to get that next guest connected to the live stream. Only do hop inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA, everybody. I'd really appreciate that. Jacob, welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, my dad was up here yesterday. I tried to get him up here and he's...
Well, when your dad's ready to debate, let me know. Juliet, thank you for the $5 over on PayPal. Who says, hey, Dean, I keep on getting kicked from the live, LOL. Juliet, you probably just weren't around when we talked about ending on the main account. We're over here now. On second thought, I definitely do think that we had a visibility restriction on the main account. We already have more viewers on the second account in 6 minutes. Yeah, definite visibility restriction, even though it's telling me it was expired. Let's go to get the next guest, Barry, connected to the box. Only drop inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA, everybody. I'd really appreciate that so much, quite frankly, so much. I'd appreciate that so much. I'd appreciate that. Nick, thank you so much for the starlight. That's very kind of you. Good to see you today, by the way, my friend. If you're watching the live stream and you do want to support me, you do want to support the live stream, you can find a link to my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link to the bio on my TikTok account, pin message over on YouTube. The handle is always right there at the top of the phone screen. Just my name, Dean Withers, without the letter E in Withers. Get the fuck out of the bath, you stinky, smelly boy. There are a couple people in the comment section spamming Monica. What does that even mean? Can anybody fill me in here? Can you fill me in, guys? I don't know what that means. You guys have been like spamming that in my comment section for like 4 days now, and I'm just really out of the loop, and it makes me feel insecure. What does Monica mean? Welcome in. Do you support Trump? Okay, someone in the chat says something about Yuri. Bruh, grow up. Tommy, do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
How old are you?
18.
What year were you born in?
2007. October.
Yeah, you're just lying.
I'm not.
Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only up inside of the queue if you're here for debate. Hey, do you support Trump? Brandon? Brandon's not here. Let's go to get the next guest, Charlie Dunn, connected. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Charlie Kirk is in your bathtub.
Okay. Let's go to get the next guest connected. We got Caleb loading in.
Hello?
Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
All right, you're in the bath. Moving on. Guys, only up inside of the queue if you're here for bait. Come on. Let's go to get the next guest connected. We got PB5 Dallas loading up. Only opposite side of the queue if you are an American adult that does indeed support Donald J. Trump as president. By the way, I'm in active communication with that Jesus pro-slavery guy. I'm pressing his ass. Folks. I'm pressing his ass as we speak. So I sent him that first message that we talked about a while ago, basically saying that he fucking lied in his video, and I want you to join my stream again to continue the dialogue. And then he responded by saying, well, maybe I'd like to debate you about the existence of God. And I just told him I don't...
2008.
Okay, Lawlin is a kid. Then I responded to him by telling him, like, I don't really debate God. Maybe Parker will. But I just like to pick up where we left off the other day. Even though we spoke for 40 minutes, I don't think that there was a lot of substance discussed. Synth, welcome in. Do you support Trump? So I'll let you know what he says in response to you guys. Welcome in. Do you support Trump, Synth?
Quite frankly, I do. I support that guy. I absolutely love him. He is the best president.
Okay, we're going to go to ban this guy. Moving on to the next guest. So anyways, I think that we're going to get a straight answer here in the next 30 minutes or so from this Jesus guy, if he's going to run or not. We're going to get a straight answer from him. Welcome in. Do you support Trump? Oh, they're not there. Let's go to move on to the next guest, guys. Only hop inside of the queue if you are here for debate. I'd really appreciate that. We got Blake loading into the box. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
We are Charlie Kirk.
All right, guys. Yeah, super fun. Haha. Yeah, lot productive's been done here.
Oh my gosh, hi.
Hey, do you support Trump?
Yes, I do. I've been trying, but I kept kicking me out of your stream.
How old are you?
I am 18.
What year were you born in?
October 3rd, 2007.
Okay. And why do you support Trump? Okay, so we could hear you typing on your computer. I would like you to give us a reason why you support Trump as president, please.
Sorry, what was the question? My stream is like lagging so badly.
Oh, the question is this question right now. Right here on the top of my head.
So the reason I tolerate him is because I don't see a reason to switch to the other side. I don't support him necessarily as a person, but there's some specific policies that I... What are my reasons not to support him?
Oh no, you just said that you don't see a reason not to. Yeah, there are a bunch of reasons not to. He's a rapist.
No, I said I don't support him as a person, but I support some of his policies.
Oh, like what?
For example, like Operation Warp Speed and the Great American Outdoors Act.
So Operation Warp Speed was actually bipartisan, but then it was kind of ruined by Trump and his cabinet because as soon as that passed, they turned around and they were like, well, actually, the vaccine is widely ineffective and it could give you autism. So, yeah, I mean, if you want to support Operation Warp Speed, that's good. I do too. But, you know, you got to give more credit to the Democrats than the Republicans on that one because although the bill was bipartisan, the Republicans really soured it after it was passed.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Okay. What about your opinion on his no federal tax on tips and overtime?
Yeah, so those are A, they expire next year, and B, they're just deductions. So you get to deduct $25,000 in your revenue from tips insofar as your taxable income. And B, Kamala Harris actually ran on that same thing, but she wouldn't have had it expire in 2 years. And C, she just would have generally been more beneficial to the average American.
Okay, and would you say that you're pro-Palestine as well?
Yeah. Now, where's the reason why you support Trump, please?
Because of the stuff I said before, and I don't think that the other party necessarily is any better.
Okay, well, yeah, you're just totally wrong there, holy moly. So you said that you support the big, beautiful bill because that's what includes the no tax on tip and no tax on overtime provisions. I already give you 3 responses to that. But overall, like, sure, those specific subsections may be good, but the bill that they are housed in as a whole is really detrimental. According to the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities, it actually reduces the purchasing power of the average American making out or under $51,000 per year, while also taking healthcare away from 10 million low-income Americans and food stamps away from 3 million low-income Americans. And then the last thing you said, you don't see how the other parties any better. Oh, well, like, you know, the right is focusing on, like, you know, killing immigrants, calling for the execution of Democrats, and just destroying the economy while also taking away human rights from women. The left is more focused on, like, what? I mean, just look at Abdul El-Sayed, look at Zoran Mamdani. We're focused on affordability. We're focused on progressing beyond the establishment. We're focused on, you know, bringing back and codifying protections for women and girls' right to choose. We're focused on real, genuine material change for the betterment of this nation and for the betterment of the world.
And I understand that because I am a woman and I am very pro-choice and everything. But my thing is that Biden literally supported Israel during the attacks on Hamas. In August of 2024, almost a year after those attacks, Harris even stated that she's going to allow Israel the right to defend itself and give them supplies. How you can claim that you're pro-Palestine, but yet you support a presidency who is going to fund those attacks.
Yeah. So first and foremost, this is weird coming from somebody that's pro-Israel, which you'd have to be in order to support Trump because he's claimed to be the most pro-Israel president in American history. And although the liberal establishment is and has been historically pro-Israel, in contrast, he fucking makes them look pro-Palestinian, even though they're definitely not because the establishment as a whole is Zionist. But anyways, the reasons why you can support Biden while being pro-Palestinian is just by recognizing that he was the lesser of two evils within the respect of his foreign policy. It's actually quite a simple evaluation to run. He was a much better president than Trump would have been. And of course, I will always support progress. And he was absolutely the lesser of two evils within the respect of the policy related towards Israel. I don't want our government to be pro-Israel. But then even as it relates to his domestic policy, he wasn't even the lesser of two evils. It was actually great.
Okay. And also, I know that you supported universal health care, but, like, you, no offense, I don't mean to, like, come at you for this, but you support, like, vaping, which carries health risks. And I work in healthcare. We always inform patients about the risks. So I don't think it makes you imperfect in any way. But how do you want healthcare to be collectively, and where do you draw the line between, like, society's responsibility to
Can you actually,
healthcare
I don't understand why you're treating this like an
contribute?
interview. I actually want you to respond to the points that I've given you insofar as why you shouldn't support Trump, please.
What was the question?
I didn't ask you a question. I more so asked you to do something. The thing that I asked you to do was to respond to all of the reasons that I granted you insofar as why you should not support Trump as president.
Well, again, I don't support him as a person. I support what he has done, and I have very close connections to the policies that he is.
And I've given you reason to not support the things that he's done, as well as I've brought up many other things that he's also done and which are clearly bad. Hello? Okay, she's just gone. Moving on to the next guest. Only do hop inside of the queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only do hop inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. We got the next guest connecting right now, quite frankly. We got Kaylee loading up inside of the queue.
Oh.
Welcome in.
I did not mean to join this. Oh my god, I'm sorry.
Can you hear me?
Is that... Yeah, which one is the one that didn't mean to join? I think it was Emily because she just left. Kaylee, welcome in. Do you support Trump?
I do not, but my mom and my stepdad both really support him. Do you mind if I go see if one of them is down to debate?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, bet. Give me 1 second.
Okay. On the opposite side of that Q, if you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president, while she's looking to go see if her family's free, let's also go to get the next guest up here. Only opposite side of that box if you happen to be MAGA.
Hey, my mom's here if you're ready.
Yeah, sure. Put her on.
Here you go.
Hello.
Hello. Hi. How you doing?
Oh, good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. It's a pleasure to meet you. I don't know what your daughter's told you, if anything. Listen, I'll just go over it all right now. I'm Dean. Okay, I'm a progressive person on the left. I don't like Trump. I don't like the GOP. I don't like the Republican Party. And most importantly, I just simply think that the Trump administration has failed this nation. I think that they failed us in so many different damning ways that, I mean, it is just embarrassing to think of who our president is and what he stands for and what he's done. Now, I'm led to believe that you obviously disagree with that.
Not completely, 100%.
Okay, all right, but
I'm smart. I don't go from just being completely on one side or completely on the other side. I think that's absolutely ridiculous because both sides are messed up in their own ways. So I consider myself more of an independent. There's things I agree on both sides and things I disagree on both sides. So, and I'm going to tell you one thing. Trump, his first term was absolutely amazing to me. The second term, I can't completely say that I agree with that.
So if the election was tomorrow between Trump and Kamala Harris, who do you think you'd vote for?
I definitely Trump, just because, just because not only could, I don't know, I voted Dem my whole life, and I don't think either side really has the best interest. But like for the American people, I think both sides are corrupt. But I just don't see how somebody that was into not even politics at first and just brought into politics could just run a country not quite knowing everything. And the same with Trump, because he was obviously.
How about this? Let's just try to reduce down. Why would you vote for Trump tomorrow if the election was held tomorrow?
Because I see Democrats did more damage, and that's just my personal opinion.
Okay. So you think that maybe like the Democrats did a lot of damage. So you think that Kamala Harris would have done damage if she had won? Okay. So what damage do you think Kamala Harris...
I can't say for sure because she didn't win. Obviously, she lost to Trump. So
then what reason would you have to believe that she would have caused more damage than Trump?
Well, this is all I'm going to tell you is I could just go by past experience, and Trump's first term to me was absolutely amazing. So, of course, going through his first term, if I felt like it was a repeat of his first term, then obviously I'm going to vote for him and hope that it would be the same outcome. Kamala, I know nothing about her, and she really didn't seem like she had a leg to stand on. And obviously, I would have just voted for Trump just by going off his first term.
Okay. Here's the things that I would say.
I have the lowest historic interest rate on my home under Trump, and everything was affordable back then. And I'm not saying I don't agree with everything that he's doing this term, but when I went to vote, I voted because I had to go with somebody that has no experience as a president compared to somebody who did have experience as a president for 4 years, and I felt he did a great job. So.
Okay. Yeah, so let's talk about that. So there's a couple things that you told me there. So first and foremost, you told me that, well, maybe you think that he could do a great job again simply because of how good of a job he did in his first term. I don't think that he did terrible in his first term until January 6th and the Muslim ban, as it, like, maybe would relate to his economic policy, but I still don't think it was that great. Okay, you know, he passed the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, according to Brookings, which is a financial institution, that actually didn't create any new jobs, according to Harvard, that barely led to any new GDP growth. And for the most part, he was just kind of riding on the coattails set forth by the economic trends under the Obama administration.
Well,
now, further than that, I think that clearly Kamala Harris was a better pick than Trump, because she ran on policy that actually would have been good for us. Instead of illegally taxing us billions, she wanted to alleviate taxes for the working class.
I'm sorry, I'm going to cut you off right there. I know you say that you think that she would have or whatever, but we really don't know what would have happened if she would have ended up being president. We really don't know. You know, just like
we do have a pretty good idea
how his second term would have been, and I'm just being smart about it, and I don't take sides, and you asked me a question of who I would have voted for and why, and I would just be going off his first term. I mean, there's things both sides have done that have been good, and there's things both sides have done that has not been good. But to fully be on one side completely, to me, is absolutely ridiculous, because it's not just one side's better than the other. Some sides have their good qualities, other sides have their good qualities.
Okay, well, listen, what I'm saying is I really don't think that there's any redeeming qualities to the Trump administration. Like, I think that the Trump administration...
I do, compared from his first term, I do. There was a lot of good that he did.
Okay, like what? Like what? Like try to overthrow the Capitol?
Like I already told you. I mean, and here, I'm going to say this before I tell you why. Because the first thing that you said when I mentioned, like, the interest rate, the gas prices, grocery prices, all that stuff, first thing you said was mention Obama. Okay, every time there's a president and it's not who somebody voted for, well, it's because they got left with that shit. Well, flip it around, if vice versa. Oh, if they're doing bad, well, it's because the president before. And it's no accountability on either side. That's like, don't bring Obama into it. I mean, he was president for 4 years, and he did do a good job. I mean, you can't tell me that whole 4 years was just because of Obama. That's ridiculous.
Okay, well, like, what's one good thing that he did in his first term, then?
I already told you.
You talked about your mortgage rates. What I'm asking you to describe is, what did Trump do to influence you to have a low mortgage rate?
What did he influence me?
Like, what did he do to influence low mortgage rates?
I mean, I can't give you, obviously, specifics because, like I said, I don't get into the crap anymore. And my daughter wanted me to debate you. And I'm like, you know what? I don't get into politics that much anymore because I consider myself an independent. But you see stuff that comes out in both sides that you don't realize until after the fact that somebody's out of office or whatever the case may be. But I mean, even with the HB, the black colleges, and I'm having a brain fart because she just puts me right on the damn phone with you.
Sorry.
I know. Yeah, out of the blue. She's like, "Mom, come debate Dean." Okay. I'm like, okay. But I mean, he has done a lot of good his first term.
Okay.
And,
all right, if you're unwilling to discuss the specifics, I'm probably just going to move on to the next guest. So if you want to do that, I mean, you can.
I mean, that's up to you. I'm just going to tell you right now, to be fully on one side or fully on the other side, to me, that just sounds like ignorance because both sides are corrupt in their own ways. So, I mean, you could take that how you want to take it, but both sides are corrupt. And, and there needs to be age limits on these presidents because Biden was a disaster. And Trump's up there in age too, and he says some crazy stuff too. And I just think there needs to be term limits, and more transparency with the American people.
I do really appreciate you so much for coming up. I hope you have a good rest of your day. I'm going to go to move on, okay? But I hope you have a good rest of your night, okay?
You
take
too.
care. I don't really think that there's any substantive dialogue there. One moment, I'm sending off a text and we're going to hop back into the debates. One moment, you guys. Make sure that we're double tapping on that phone screen in the meantime. Oh, no. Oh, no. I think I have bad news for everybody spamming JAW cooked you in the chat. I think I have bad news for you guys. Uh-oh. Oh no. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait a little bit before I share. I'm gonna wait a little bit before I share. Only opposite side of the cube if you happen to be MAGA. Welcome in, Jason. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
How old are you?
21.
What year were you born in? I'm sorry, that person's way too quiet. Moving on to the next guest. Listen, all I'm gonna say is that preemptively. No. I'll wait. I'll wait. I'll wait to say anything. Welcome in. Do you support Trump? ...
Hey, Dean.
Okay, they're in the bath. Moving on to the next guest. Only opposite side of the queue if you happen to be MAGA, everybody. Let's go to get the next guest, Patrick, connected.
Dean Withers, a great guy. He's the best guy.
Good fetus. Good impersonation, fetus. 10 out of 10. Moving on to the next guest, only opposite side of the queue if you happen to be MAGA.
Hello, Dean. Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up, man? How old are you?
I'm 18. Born in 2008, March 21st.
Yeah, for sure. And why do you support Trump?
I'm not entirely MAGA, but I do have some questions for you about it.
Okay. If the election was held tomorrow, would you support? Would you vote for Trump over Harris?
100%. I would over again. I agree with the last lady. The last lady was kind of troubled. I don't know what her mom was talking about.
Charlie Kirk is in your bathtub, Dean.
Okay. Only opposite side of the queue if you happen to be MAGA, folks. We're just looking for some debates. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only opposite side of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. Sorry, guys. I've been pretty distracted for the last 10 minutes. I think that the distractions are done. Here in 20 minutes, I want to give him a chance to respond. I want to give him a chance to respond. So I'm going to give him 20 minutes before we have a chat about JAW and the conversation that we just had. I'm gonna give him a chance to respond, though, first. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
How old are you?
I'm 18.
What year were you born in?
2008, August 2nd.
I don't believe you. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only opposite side of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Hello?
Also another child.
Dean? Dean?
Welcome in. How old are you?
You remember when we were talking about it and I got kicked off your live? You said I ran. I got scared, right?
How old are you?
18.
What year were you born in?
2008.
Okay. I've spoken with this guy before. I don't know. Why do you support Trump?
I was talking about Jesus and whatnot, and you told me I ran because I got kicked off your live. So.
Oh yeah, you did run.
Yeah. I want to talk about the bodily autonomy point. You said you didn't. I'm not saying you mentioned that exact term, but you're saying you didn't talk about that at all in your debate, right? I have a clip ready, by the way.
Okay.
All right, listen to this.
Another, I'm more so concerned with the fact that I think it'd be hard to argue a positive obligation or a positive entitlement that fetus would have to the bodily resources of the 5-year-old girl.
So when you were talking about positive entitlement, what did you mean?
A positive entitlement to the bodily resources? Yeah, we're saying for the instance of a 5-year-old girl that's raped and impregnated, there's like no clear reason why it would be the case that fetus growing inside of her uterus would have any type of duty or entitlement to the resources of the 5-year-old girl, due to the fact that there is no argument for why an obligation would exist. That's different from arguing the view of bodily autonomy, i.e. That 5-year-old girl should be able to get an abortion because it's her body, which by the way is true. But that's more so saying that the reasons why in which her using her body in that way to evict the fetus from her uterus would not be wrong is due to the fact that there's clearly no obligation that the fetus would have.
But you do agree you were talking about bodily autonomy in that clip, weren't you?
So no, I just explained to you the difference.
Okay. So just keep denying it. Okay, I want to talk about.
Wait, do you accept that there's a difference? Do you accept that there's a difference between those two things? Do you accept that there's a difference between the substantive conversation surrounding on if a fetus would have an entitlement to the bodily resources of the woman due to the fact that it was conceived in rape, and the claim that women should be able to access abortion due to the fact that it's their own body? Like, I understand that there's similar concepts in which would overlap in those two things.
Wait.
And they might even have like a supervenous relation. However, they're not the same thing.
Dean, I said I cut off at the start. Could you repeat that?
Yeah, all that I said is that I understand that there's a lot of concepts that would relate and extend between the conversation of bodily autonomy and if the fetus would have a positive entitlement to the resources of the pregnant woman. There might even be a supervenous relationship between those two ideals, but they're not the identical ideals. Those are two non-identical different subjects.
So what are you asking me?
I'm not asking you anything. I'm just telling you why you're wrong.
But I wasn't. When did I say that they were identical concepts? Did I ever say that?
Yes, you did, because you attempted to play that clip of me articulating a different concept than bodily autonomy to prove that I did indeed talk about bodily autonomy. So the argument is the concept in which was discussed in the clip that you played is the concept of bodily autonomy, meaning that you think that they're identical. That's a necessary inference.
I was just saying that your argument was directly involving bodily autonomy. I wasn't saying whatever you were saying.
Yeah, no, even that limited conversation surrounding on if the fetus has an entitlement to the resources of the woman is not it's not a conversation that surrounds if the woman is justified in evicting the fetus from her uterus due to the fact that it's her body. Those are completely two separate conversations.
All right, so why don't you debate this with Jesus and whatnot and make it clear instead of
the thing is that he doesn't
Dean,
want to. Cat's out of the bag! Uh-oh. Cat's out of the bag.
Where's the receipts, though? Where's the receipts?
Listen. Yeah, I'm gonna hold off on that. Because I'm gonna try to work. Okay. I'm gonna try to work my magic here. I just preemptively doesn't seem like it's gonna happen.
From my point of view right now, you're claiming stuff without receipts. That's why I believe Jesus and whatnot.
Okay, and I get it. And you know what? Come back in 20 minutes. Because I'm just gonna give it 20 minutes. You know what I mean? But let's go to move on to those
talk about
abortion.
one more thing, though. I want to talk about.
Sorry,
one
we
more
are here to talk about Trump's orders. Let's go to get the next guest connected. On the opposite side of the queue, if you happen to be MAGA, please and thank you. Let's go to get the next guest connected right now.
Hi, Dean.
Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
All right. How old are you?
18.
Okay. What year were you born in?
2008.
Okay. And why do you support Trump?
I support Trump because of his immigration policies and his stand on abortion.
Okay. What specific Trump immigration policies do you support?
I just want to say, Dean, I love you. We love you, Dean. I love you.
Okay, that's a troll, everybody. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be here for debate. Okay, guys, I actually have to type out a message real quick. Maybe I should try to get somebody on the live in the meantime, just to talk to you guys or to talk to a guest. But like, I gotta like low-key lock in. I'm so bad at multitasking. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA, please and thank you. Let's go to get the next guest connected to the live stream. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only up inside of the queue if you're here for debate. I need like another 30 seconds to finish typing out this message.
Hello.
Welcome in. How old are you?
18.
Okay. What year were you born in?
2008.
Okay. And what month were you born in?
August.
Alrighty. Sounds good. Why do you support Trump?
I kind of only support Trump because of one reason. And it may seem a little weird, but this is the truth. I'm not really into politics that much, but he likes McDonald's, okay?
All right, we're
I
gonna
like
ban
McDonald's too. That's pretty cool.
Only up inside of the queue if you're here for debate. I need like maybe another 30 seconds to finish typing out this message. Let's gotta get Evo up here.
Hello, it's Charlie Kirk. It currently ran out of toilet paper.
Okay, they're banned as well. Moving on to the next guest. Need another 30 seconds.
Hello, Dean. We are Charlie.
Yo, Dean.
Welcome in. How old are you?
18.
What year were you born in?
2008, October 13th.
Okay. And why do you support Trump?
It's not that I maybe support Trump as much as other people do, but it's just I don't really support Kamala Harris. So I was just kind of wondering, a question for you. You seem to be very good at saying what Trump is very bad at, but I was just kind of curious what you think what Kamala Harris is really good at, and why you support her instead of Trump. Instead of just saying Trump is just very bad, what do you like Kamala Harris about?
Okay. You be 17 years old. Okay. We're gonna go to ban you. Only up inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA.
Can you hear me now?
Prince, thank you so much for the galaxy. Yeah. How old are you?
21. You kicked me earlier. I'm back.
Okay. Why do you support Trump?
I like his stance on immigration. I didn't want to vote for him because I liked him more than Kamala Harris. And I think that his view of toughness, I think that's a really good thing. Like, people don't want to mess with America anymore. And I appreciate what he's done for our image.
Can you repeat that? Sorry.
Are you like writing this down?
No, I'm multitasking, but I'm really bad at multitasking. I'm just talking to this Jesus and whatnot guy. I think this is my last message, but go ahead.
So I said that I didn't want to vote for him, or I didn't want to vote for Kamala Harris, so I voted for Trump. I still support him because I think he has like a big stance on toughness. I like the image he's created, and I like his immigration policy. And I generally just like supporting Republicans rather than Democrats.
Okay, yeah, where do you want to start?
I'll leave that up to you.
Nah, bro. Ball's in your court.
Okay, I guess immigration policy. So I think that we don't need illegal immigrants in our country, and I think that he was one of the first people to actually crack down on that. So,
okay. So what has one positive outcome been of Donald Trump's mass deportation over the course of the last year and a half? Okay, it's another troll. One moment, you guys. I'm almost done. Only opposite side of the queue if you are here for debate. Thank you so much, you guys. Alrighty, let's go to get the next guest connected to the live stream right now. I just sent my last message off to Jesus and Whatnots. Here in around 20 minutes, I think I'll probably talk about the contents of those messages, but we're going to wait a little bit. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only opposite side of the queue, if you happen to be MAGA. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only opposite side of the queue if you are here for debate, everybody. We got Liam Cormack loading up in. All right. You guys have all my attention again. Welcome in, Liam. Do you support Trump?
Yep.
How old are you?
19.
Cool beans. What year are you born in?
February 26, 2007.
And what time is it?
21:23.
Okay. And you would... What? Can you put... 21:23.
9:23.
Yeah. What state are you in?
Missouri.
Okay. What's the capital of Missouri?
Jefferson City.
Okay. I'll tentatively believe you if the chat says that's actually the capital of Missouri. Why don't you go to tell us why you support Trump?
Because, well, Dean, the economic policy, I just love it.
Okay, we're going to go to bed and you move on to the next guest. Guys, only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be here for a debate about why you are MAGA.
Hello, Dean.
Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yes.
Okay, what year were you born in?
I was born in 2008, Dean. April 20th.
All right, bro. Why are you trolling?
I'm not trolling. I'm here for an honest debate, Dean. Come on.
Okay, man. Why do you support Trump? Wait. Your name is Trump is the new God? Do you think that Trump is the God?
Yes, I see Trump as a god.
All right, bro. Do you want to hit the road on your own, or should I ban you?
I can explain to you why I think that, Dean.
Yeah, bro. Why do you think that, bro?
The way he just executes everything, it's like he's a god. The ballroom, the immigration.
Alrighty, you were banned. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only opposite side of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. Let's go to get Gatlin connected to the box. Welcome in. How old are you? Okay, Gatlin's not here. We're going to move on to the next guest. Only two opposite side of the queue if you happen to be MAGA, everybody. By the way, tentatively, that guy's running from me.
Hey.
I say that very tentatively because he has one last opportunity to turn things around. Okay?
Hey.
And if he does turn things around here, Okay, then I will completely take that back. All right. I'm not going to divulge into the specifics. I don't want to like share the exact messages or anything. But what I will say is that tentatively, he is running from me. Dylan 130, do you support Trump?
Yeah, I do.
How old are you?
I'm 20 years old. I was born on April 30th, 2006.
Okay, and why do you support Trump?
I feel like his stance on abortion and his stance on immigration is like that's really what led me to vote for him.
Oh, his stance on abortion. What is his stance on abortion, and why do you agree with it?
I feel like the fact that he like prevents women from doing it, because like I feel like that it's murder.
Okay, why do you feel like abortion's a murder, young buck?
Because when they're in the womb, like they're still alive.
Okay, so that's true. Well, I don't think that gets us any closer to the conclusion that it's murder. Okay, because many things are alive that we kill, but we don't consider it to be murder.
Well, that's because it's a human life. Because like if you kill a deer, then that's not not
it's
murder
because of
or
its
anything.
species. So why do you think it's our species that makes it wrong to kill us? Because I would argue it's like our intellect that makes it wrong to kill us. Our ability to subjectively interact in the world around us, the capacity for abstraction, the ability to reason, those things. Like I think that's what makes us valuable, not like our species. You know, like
Yeah, I get that.
if a member of another species also had these same abilities, like let's just say that Superman was hypothetically real. Okay, I would value Superman just as much as I value you, even though he's not a human. So explain to us why you disagree. Explain to us why you think it's literally our species that makes us morally valuable.
Well, I feel like because like on like when God made us, He made us specially. Like he went out of his way to go and make us. So I feel like that's why we're more morally valued, and
All right, bro.
God
And
makes the pregnancies.
Okay, so you think that God made us?
Yeah,
Okay, all right, sounds good. Are you a Christian?
to some extent.
Did you know that it actually also doesn't get us any closer to the pro-life conclusion? Because it can be true that God made us, but like Solomon is delayed until like 20 through 24 weeks, as St. Thomas Aquinas thought, meaning that it actually wouldn't be wrong to kill a fetus prior to that point because they don't have intrinsic moral value. Or you run into pragmatic issues, like many Christians think that all sins are identical outside of blasphemy, and for that reason, it's just as wrong to get an abortion as it is to lie to your child about the existence of Santa Claus. And for that reason, if you don't think that we should criminalize lying to your child about the existence of Santa Claus, then why should we criminalize a woman getting an abortion? Listen, the point is that I'm unconvinced of the Christian worldview, but let's just assume that the Christian worldview is true. Okay, that actually gets us no closer to the conclusion that A, abortion is wrong, and B, we should criminalize access to abortion.
I'm not saying that it should be criminalized. Like I'm against it. Does not mean that it should be criminalized. Because like it's gonna happen no matter what, and like if it's gonna happen, it should happen safely. I just don't think it should happen.
Okay, could you repeat that?
Like, okay, so I don't want it to happen. It's just like it's gonna happen no matter what. So it shouldn't be illegalized.
Okay, so then if you think that abortion should be legal, well, then you should agree with the Democrats. Because the Democrats think that abortion should be illegal, and the right thinks that abortion should be illegal. So this actually is not a reason why you support Trump as president.
Oh, okay. Okay, so that is actually valid. Could we move on to like his stance on immigration?
Well, I mean, sure, but like, remember, we're operating under the Christian worldview here. Leviticus 19 verses 30 through 31 say that every foreigner that lives among you should be treated the same as your native born. And if that's true, well, then it seems like we shouldn't be deporting undocumented immigrants since we never deport a citizen.
Yeah, I actually get that.
Okay, so then you don't support his immigration policy either.
I mean, well, thing is, he's been like, cause like I feel like a lot of them are like really violent. Cause like you've seen what they've been doing, like hopping over the border.
Oh, a lot of them are really violent. So they're actually 2.5 times less likely to commit a violent crime in American soil compared to the average U.S. citizen. And meanwhile, the president that you support, Donald Trump, actually has committed a violent crime. He was found guilty in civil court of rape, and he proudly admitted to, boastfully barging into the dressing rooms of naked women and girls to look at their naked bodies while they were undressed. Without consent. So if you care about violent crimes, you should support Trump.
Okay, wait. Can I get proof on like barging into girls? Because I don't believe that.
Oh yeah, sure. Here's him explicitly admitting to it.
Well, I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show. Yes. And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else, and no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that
like
everything is good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible-looking women, and so I sort of get away with things like that.
Well, I mean, I feel like maybe he was joking, cause why would he be a pedophile?
I feel like he was joking because why would he be a pedophile? Do you agree that predators exist?
Yeah, they do. They definitely do exist. That's why I.
Okay,
I
so
don't
it seems
want
like you're
to
just going to
go-
ask it a paradoxical question or make it an incorrect inference. Because I feel like he's joking because why would he be a predator? Well, that preassumes that he isn't a predator. Okay, well, it seems like he just told us that he was a predator. Also, we have reason to dispute that he would joke about this. Okay, because I've literally never seen any other man go on a podcast, sit down and tell the host that they've engaged in sexual violence against children when in all reality they haven't. Okay? Whenever anybody says that, I mean, they did it. Okay? Because people that haven't done that, A, wouldn't find it funny to joke about, and B, wouldn't say it because it's just terrible for their reputation and they know that it's a terrible thing to do. Okay, the only people who would say that would be individuals who either downplay the wrongness of it, meaning they'd likely do it themselves, and individuals that actually do it themselves. I think that we should believe his testimony because it's also corroborated by a lot of victim testimony. Okay? There were many women and girls who competed at Miss Teen USA, Miss USA, who came forward with stories like Tasha Dixon, who was Miss Arizona in 2001, who just straight up said that he barged into her dressing rooms and he looked at her when she had no clothes on, and it was unconsensual, completely corroborating exactly what he admitted to on Howard Stern's radio show.
Yeah, okay. So can we talk about the gay rights and stuff like that, then?
Dude, we're pivoting again? Holy.
Okay,
no,
I'm
do
sorry,
you
I'm
accept
sorry,
that your president is a violent sexual predator?
Yeah.
Okay, do you think that why can we not fundamentally agree that violent sexual predators should not be in public office?
Because because their leadership should not be matched with their characteristics.
Why?
Like,
Isn't their ability to lead determined by their character?
Well, not necessarily, because
No?
if you look at Rick Grimes, Rick Grimes from The Walking Dead.
Oh yeah, look at a fictional TV character. Devin! Appreciate you for the TikTok universe. I really appreciate you, Devin. That is crazy. Thank you so much for that love, man.
Gosh.
That is very, very kind of
Devin.
you. I really appreciate you so much, dude. I want to see 5,000 Devin W's in that comment section. That is so very kind of you, my man.
Devin.
Thank you so much.
W
Show some
Devin.
major love to Devin. That is insane. I appreciate you.
Devin.
Would you still support Trump as president if he raped a child?
Probably. Okay. Well, as a president, okay, I don't think he should. I think he should die then, if he raped someone. But
would you still
maybe-
support Trump as president if he raped children?
Probably not. No.
Oh wait, what does his character have to do with his ability to lead?
I mean, since he's been like.
What?
I
No,
don't
seriously,
think
I want a literal, direct answer to that question. You asked me when I brought up him raping and sexually exploiting. You're like, oh, what does his character have to do with his ability to lead? I asked you, would you still support him as president if he was a child rapist? And you said no. Okay, so answer the question. What does his character have to do with his ability to lead?
Well, because look at Kamala Harris. All right, she would obviously.
No, we're
be a
not talking
great
about Kamala
leader.
Harris. We're not talking about Kamala Harris.
She'd be.
Okay, you said that you wouldn't support Donald J. Trump as president if he raped children. So what does his character have to do with his ability to lead? Answer the question.
Because his ability to lead, he is able to bring people to an agreement that he's able to unify people.
Okay, that
he's
is
able to.
obtusely false, but you're also getting the answer wrong. Because remember, the reason why I'm asking you this question is because you said if it was true of his character that he was a child rapist, then you would not support him leading as president. So what does
Obviously,
his
yeah,
character have to do with his ability to lead in the sense that you think it would mean that he would be disqualified from the presidency? I want you to answer this question because I'm just going to copy and paste whatever you say to the explanation of why him sexually exploiting naked women and girls on Howard Stern at the beauty pageants that he owned and raping E. Jean Carroll would disqualify him from the presidency as well. So what's the answer to the question?
Well, I feel because as I said, his ability to. Oh my gosh, W. Wait, hold on.
Appreciate you,
W
Devin,
gift.
for the Sunset Speedway. That's very kind of
Good
you.
job,
By the way,
Devin.
if you guys are watching and you do want to support me, I would recommend supporting me on
Yeah, go
Venmo and PayPal. You can find the link tree in my bio. Dude, what the fuck?
Oh my gosh, W Devin.
Devin with another TikTok universe. Holy shit,
Awesome.
bro.
Oh my gosh. Wait,
Show
W
some
Devin.
love to Devin in that chat.
W Devin.
That is fucking insane. I'm so grateful for you. Thank you so much, Devin. I want to
Good job,
see
Devin.
so much love for Devin down below. Dude, that is fucking ridiculous. Dude, show some love to Devin. For everybody watching
Devin.
over on YouTube, I know that you guys can't see the gifts, but Devin's going crazy on TikTok right now. I appreciate you. Show some massive, massive, massive love to Devin. Thank you so very much.
Wow.
So I'm actually
Two
just going to
galaxies.
simplify. I'm just going to simplify the question for you. So why do you think it's not disqualifying from the presidency for Trump to rape a woman and sexually exploit naked women and children, but it would be disqualifying for the presidency for Trump to rape a child? Like, why is one thing a red line and the other thing is not a red line?
Because his ability to lead. Like, I don't like Donald Trump as a person or at all whatsoever.
W Devin.
But I like his policies. That's the reason why I voted for him.
I appreciate you for the sports car, man. You're still not
Oh my
answering the question. I'm going to give you one last opportunity to answer the question. But before I give you one last opportunity to answer the question, I want to make sure that you even understand the question. Thank you for the Galaxy of the sports car, bro. Can you please
Oh my
repeat the
God.
question that I asked you?
What,
Oh my gosh, Dean! I love you, Dean! Oh my gosh, Dean Withers, I love you!
Okay, that guy has some issues. Alrighty, folks. I'm gonna give Jesus and whatnot a couple more minutes to respond here, but with just know that with every single minute that passes, it goes from he is tentatively dodging to he is absolutely dodging. Tina, thank you so much for the leopard. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much, Tina. Do show some love to Tina down below. I appreciate you so much. Tina. Show some love to Tina. It is going from he is tentatively dodging to he's absolutely dodging. I want to give him, maybe we'll just leave that off until the end of the stream. Maybe we'll just leave that off until the end of the stream. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Hey, so there's like a bunch of people like spamming the N-word in your comment section and like a bunch of bots.
Yeah, they were all
I just
banned.
wanted to let you know about that.
Thank you. Sponge, thank you for the Galaxy. They were all banned. If you'll notice, the N-word went away. Let's go to get the next guest loaded up inside of the box, only up inside of the queue of your MAGA. Thank you so much, Tina. And I appreciate you, Lewis, for the Galaxy. That's very kind of you. That guy's a child. We're don't worry. Holy cow. Jordan in the chat says holy gatekeeper. Well, I don't want him to use like me sharing the messages as like an excuse. So I'm gonna wait until I think that like he's certainly not gonna respond to like talk about what's happened. But basically he's just like he's tentatively terrified. Sponge, I appreciate you for the Galaxy. Welcome in Next Gen Detailing. Do you support Trump?
Yo, Dean, debate me.
Okay, you're like 4. Moving on to the next guest. Oh yeah, by the way, for everybody in the chat spamming that he cooked me, he's pro-slavery. Just to let y'all know. Kind of weird to defend somebody that's explicitly pro-slavery. You should reconsider defending somebody that is explicitly pro-slavery. Right? like that's good, right? It's like virtuous to not defend people who are explicitly pro-slavery. Matt, appreciate you for the Galaxy. Can I get a yes or a no for all the JAW fanboys in the comment section? Can we agree that it is not a good idea to defend people who are explicitly and admittedly pro-slavery? Yes or no? Court, thank you for the well diving. How about we actually do like a poll on this? I want you to respond yes to this poll if you agree it's a bad thing to defend people who are explicitly and admittedly pro-slavery. Like literally they say, I don't think there's anything wrong with slavery. Okay? And drop a sad face if you disagree. If you think it's a good thing to defend people who are explicitly pro-slavery. So smiley face for yes, we shouldn't defend people who admit to being pro-slavery. Sad face for no, we should defend people who admit to be pro-slavery. Let's see what the gap here is. For everybody over on YouTube, unfortunately, you guys can't be a part of this poll. Seems like the JW fanboys are just on TikTok. Let's go to get the next guest connected, but I will let y'all know the outcome of the poll. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
You talking to me or?
Yeah, bro, I'm talking to you, Gwen. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I do. I am Charlie Kirk. I am Charlie Kirk. I am Charlie Kirk. I am.
Let's go to get that next guest connected. Only opposite out of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. We got Malik loading into the box.
I am Charlie Kirk.
Okay, looks like the results of the poll are in. Around 90% of people agree that it's a bad thing to defend people who are explicitly pro-slavery. That's kind of concerning, I'm not going to lie. That's kind of concerning. Why is it only 90%? Why did only 90% of people agree that it's a bad thing to defend people who are pro-slavery? Why did only 90% of people agree? Are you oh my god, we have 18.5 thousand people in the live stream. That was a statistically significant sample size. That was a statistically significant sample size. Okay? And there's going to be a bias against saying that it's good to defend slavery cuz this is a Dean Withers live. We have a more progressive fan base, but somehow still 10% of respondents said that it is a good thing to defend people who are explicitly pro-slavery. We are so cooked. We are so cooked. Oh my god. We are so fucking cooked. We're so cooked, bro. We're so fucking cooked. Shit's over, bro. Mav Animates, welcome into Sport Trump.
Yeah, what's up? You reposted my video.
Oh, hell yeah, man. Let's go to move on to the next guest. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. I wonder which video of his I reposted. Bet it was a banger. Moving on to the next guest. We got Piper loading up inside of the queue. Thank you so much, Matt, for the galaxy. That's very, very kind of you. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Do only hop inside of that box if you happen to be MAGA. Alrighty, moving on to the next guest, Lavea, right now. Hey, thank you so much, 10,000 seconds for the $20. Who says the Epstein files are like Schrodinger's cat? There is/isn't proof he's a PDF unless it's released. Why have that person as a president? True. Appreciate you for the $20. That's very kind of you. Then Boop, thank you for the $20 as well, who says callers making the podcast feel like an ID channel. I appreciate you so much for the $20. I don't know what caller you're referring to. It's kind of just for the most part been a bunch of trolls. But know that I really appreciate you. That's very, very kind of you. Same thing to Skibbity Boo with the $12, who says YouTube poll here, guys. It looks like the YouTube agrees that it's a bad thing to defend people that are pro-slavery. Looks like the YouTube agrees. Well, that's good. I'm happy that the YouTube agrees. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. We got NYO Pizza Boy connecting.
Dude, I love you!
Okay. Guys, we are probably going to end the stream early unless we're able to get some debates going because this is pretty bad. Just a bunch of trolls. Noel, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo. Says, I mixed up which emojis meant which. I don't support slavery, Lamau. I'm hoping that a lot of people did that. Noah with the $5. Thank you so much. Whitney, thank you for the $1. And Jennifer, thank you for the $15. Who says, because it's my 8th year wedding anniversary and you strengthen these marriages who are based on consent and loving boundaries. Oh, congratulations on 8 years, Jennifer. That is so exciting. I appreciate you for the $15. Kaylee, thank you so much for the $10 as well. I appreciate you so very much. Let's get 100 Kaylee W's. And Megan, thank you for the $15. Who says, what's your favorite thing to cook? A steak. Appreciate you so much for the love. Then Julipa, I appreciate you for the galaxy as well. Let's see who else we got here. We got Tyler for the $10 who says, Alex O'Connor's coming to California. Think it'd be worth a go if it's close to. Yeah, he's great. Robert, thank you for the $50 donation on Venmo. I want to see 500 Robert W's down below in that chat. That is so kind of you. Thank you so much for that love and support. Show some major, major love to Robert down below. Robert says there are sections in the E. Jean Carroll deposition that can't be dismissed by saying Trump was joking. I absolutely agree with you, man. Thank you for the $50. It's very kind of you. And then Aaron with the $20 who says, all these people who say women should just have the baby and give it up for adoption, it's pretty much all men who have no idea what it's like or the dangers that come with it. P.S. You could remember to watch for my comments on YouTube so you can mommy, please, and thank you. Yes, dude, mama, if you're still here, you should comment right now. I'll look for you. Thank you so much for the $20. And then Jack, thank you for the $5. I appreciate you. Meg, thank you for the 1 penny. Then Sakura, thank you for the $10. I am a gay black woman who is adopted. I've been through some crazy things. Foster care being the least traumatizing experiment. Others things. You absolutely channel my emotions into words, into bigots. Thank you. Well, thank you so much for being here, Sakura. I know that you've been watching for a while. I'm just so grateful for you. Same thing to Parker. Thank you for the $10, and Elizabeth, thank you for the 2. We are all caught up over on Venmo. I appreciate you all so much, all for the love. Let's go to get the next guest up in the box right now. Only do up inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. I think that we have a couple people to thank over on PayPal as well. By the way, if you do want to support me, you can find a link to my Venmo and my PayPal. The link in the bio on my TikTok account. Pin message over on YouTube, as well as the handles always at the top of the phone screen on TikTok as well. Olivia, thank you for the $5. Rebecca, thank you for the $2. David with the $5. Thank you so much. And Riley with the $5. And Rosalina, thank you for the $10. Rosalina did not attach a message to love, just sent it right on through. I do appreciate you. By the way, keep in mind, all these people spamming the comment section saying this random cooked me. Not a single one of them. I think maybe one of them has come up. They don't defend the point. It's just a bandwagon. It's just a bandwagon. DJ, do you support Trump?
I do. Well, actually, I just wanted to talk to you about the Abraham Accords because I'm more of an independent.
Okay, are the Abraham Accords the reason why you support Trump?
Kind of.
Okay, why do the Abraham Accords make you support Trump?
I think, like, what he was doing to attempt to make peace with Palestine was good.
Because of Palestine. So the exclusion of Palestine from the Abraham Accords is directly what led, or I guess one of the main things that led to what we see today in Palestine. But that's why you support Trump?
I'm more trying to get you to, like, convince me over why I should be left. I was looking up this, and it said that the Biden-Harris administration adopted the Abraham Accords and tried to expand on them. Can you just, like, go into depth on that?
Okay. Well, I do appreciate you so much for coming up. If you want to be convinced to get on the left, you should watch my streams because that's what we do. But it's literally been like an hour since we've had somebody come up and tell us why they're a Trump supporter. It's just been a bunch of trolls, so we are going to go to Banya and move on to the next guest. We got Phil09 loading up in. LARP with the $20 over on Super Chat says, "Oh, Dean, I'm in the bath right now. Are you ready to debate? Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here, bro. What are we doing? What are we doing? Get the hell out of here, man." Moving on to the next guest, we got DeMarcus loading up inside of the queue. Okay. It may just be time to divulge the messages. It may be time to divulge the messages, folks. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
I do.
Okay, how old are you?
5 years old.
Okay, you're banned. Okay, moving on to the next guest here. We got Gothboy Click loading up inside of the queue. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
How old are you?
I'm 27.
And why do you support the worst president of your lifetime, dude?
I don't. I love you, Dean.
All right, guys. I would really appreciate it so much if y'all could please try to honor and follow the rules of the live stream. I'd really appreciate it so much if you guys could please honor and follow the rules of the live stream. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Jordan, thank you for the $20 super chat over on YouTube, who says, "I think that people riding them with the bandwagon, this putrid slavery supporting pseudo-intellectual donut, are just really dog whistling pure racism. Love you, Dean, and you obliterated that kid." Yeah, well, I appreciate you for the $20. Listen, I wouldn't say that I obliterated him. I think that I won the debate just because he was dodging. But that's about it.
How's it going?
Oh, fuck. Maybe he's coming around. I knew it'd be a good idea to hold off a little bit. Welcome in, Ra. How old are you?
I'm 19.
What year were you born in?
2006.
Okay, are you in the bath?
No, I am not.
No, I hear those fucking acoustics. I know you're in the I know you're in the fucking bath, you asshole.
There's no bath, okay? I don't own a bath. I'm poor.
All right, bro. Why do you support Trump?
Because, bro, he like.
Wait, now I know you're trolling. Now I know you're trolling. I grew up poor, okay? Poor showers are baths. And I know that because I grew up poor. Yeah, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of this stream, dude. Get the hell out of this stream, man. Let's go to get that next guest connected. Only up inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. Julie, if I appreciate you for the galaxy, that's very kind of you. Get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. Only up inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. I'd really appreciate that so very much. If you guys would follow the rules. Oh my god. Oh. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Let's go to get the next guest connected. We got Benny Boy loading up inside of the queue. The stream today is terrible, bro. I feel like we'll get back on track, though. We just need to find a way to select out the trolls. Like, I'm pretty sure that we're just going to end up wasting the last week of... we're just going to end up wasting the last bit of the stream on trolls. Let's go to get the next guest connected. We got K-LARP loading up inside of the queue. K-LARP's not here. Let's go to get the next guest connected. We got Scary Larry loading in. Doesn't look like Scary Larry is going to connect. We're going to go to get the next guest, Nathaniel Gray, loading up in. Hey, welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Hello, yes, I do. I bet you don't.
I don't. How do you?
18.
What year were you born
August, 2008. My birthday was August 5th.
in? Okay. And are you currently driving a car?
I am, but I'm on my speaker.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, man. You can't be driving a car when you're on TikTok. You sound like literally the first... You sound like literally the first Trump supporter that we've been able to find in like 30 minutes. Do you want to pull over?
Perchance.
Okay. If you could pull over, we could.
Right now.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good.
I'm pulling into a parking lot. Shorts. Oh.
Okay. Yeah, while you're doing that, I'm just going to quickly thank a couple people, and then we'll hop into the conversation. Guys, nobody is accusing me of rape in the chat. Somebody sent a message about how there was a 7-month-old baby in Brazil that was raped, and how they want me to use that in the debates. I don't plan to use that in the debates. But that's what they were saying in the chat.
I have parked.
Hey, welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry. We already know. Yeah, so, are you parked?
What was that?
Oh, fuck. Damn, bro. Yeah. So somebody actually is accusing me of rape in the chat. It's really easy to disprove. Look at this account. I want to show this to all of you guys, and then I want to tell you what the repercussions are for doing this.
Oh, that's a little fucked up of them.
I want to show this to you guys, and then I want to tell you all the repercussions for doing this. So somebody created an account and then faked DMs between me and them. So the first DM says, I've been carrying this for years and I need to say it. When I was a kid, didn't really understand what was happening. You sexually assaulted me, yada, 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 yada. And then it shows a response that says, I was drunk. I barely even remember that night. Just leave it alone. Okay. So the first issue is that I'm verified. And there's no verification badge. So you know it's fake. Okay. There's no verification badge. It says I have 7.3 million followers. If it was real, it would have shown a verification badge next to my name. from 3 million followers. So yeah, it's clearly fake. But I do just want to go over the repercussions for doing this shit, Emily. So I don't even know if that's your real name. It's probably not. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take your account. I'm going to send it over to TikTok. A, I'm going to have your account banned. But then B, I'm probably going to pursue charges for libel. Not charges for libel. A lawsuit for liability against you. I'll be able to get your information and who you are through TikTok. And then I'm going to sue you. So, yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'll change my mind because, you know, maybe it's just not worth my time. But I don't think that's a funny thing to do. I think that's a very serious thing to do. You know, like, listen, as somebody who's gone through sexual violence, it doesn't feel good to see that, even though it's obviously fake. I mean, obviously fake, as we just showed. I just don't know why anyone would do that. It also, like, diminishes... It also hurts real victims, man. It's like when you go out there and you try to make a obviously felonious allegation like that. Like, I know that you don't think it's serious, okay? But it's so serious, dude. Like imagine that this person did Photoshop in the verified symbol. Well, then all of a sudden I would like have to like do this whole thing where I go and show that I don't have DMs with that account. And then people might think that I'm a rapist. Okay? And then ultimately, when I prove otherwise, well, then all of a sudden people are like less likely to believe allegations because there's people that fake them. Just do better, bro. Just do better, bro. Why don't you go to take it away, Nathaniel, and tell us why you support Trump?
Okay, so I'm gonna be honest, I'm not fully supporting, but there's the one thing that I do agree with a little.
Okay.
If I'm able to. Okay.
And what is that?
So, it's abortion. But my thing is, I believe that a woman should be able to get it if, one, it was rape, she can't carry the child and live, or, like, it'd be dangerous to continue it. But
sorry, go ahead.
What
Sorry
is
for
going
that.
on? Okay, so, but yeah, I just don't think it should be okay for a woman to go in and be like, oh, I just had unprotected sex and now I'm pregnant. I'm gonna go get it aborted.
Yeah, sure. What's the issue with that?
It's like she's taking a life because of her own mistakes, I'd say.
Okay. So she's ending a life. And you think that there's a problem with ending that life. I would argue otherwise. I would argue that I don't find any reason why it would be wrong to end that life.
I don't know. It's a living thing. Living being.
Okay, it's a living being. Are you a vegan?
No.
Okay, fantastic. Do you agree that you kill living beings when you eat meat?
I should have rephrased. It's a living person, but because we don't eat people.
So what's a person?
A human.
Okay. So in other words, you're saying that it's wrong to end that life because it's a human. So why do you think our species gives us moral value?
I'd assume because we're the most intelligent species.
Okay, so it has to do something with our
we have
intelligence.
moral.
Is a fetus intelligent?
No, but if that's your argument, babies aren't intelligent either.
Okay,
So
fantastic.
we should just get rid of babies.
And you're right, babies aren't intelligent either. Well, I would argue the difference between those two things would have to do with their capacity for intellect, but that's my position, not yours. What matters here is that if you think it's intelligence in which makes us valuable, because a fetus lacks intelligence, you wouldn't value a fetus. And as you pointed out, you also wouldn't value a newborn.
That's not what I meant.
Okay, so then what did you mean to say?
Okay. It's weird. It's really hard to phrase it properly without you, like, flipping it around, like, oh, you don't this and this. Hold on. I'm trying to figure out the way to phrase this properly. Because, like, this is the only thing that I think Trump is slightly right on. I don't know. It's just I don't think that they should be able to legally, because of their own actions, get rid of a human life.
Okay, perfect. So then your argument is circular. You're telling me it's wrong to end the life because it's human, and then the thing that makes it wrong to kill a human is the fact that it's a human. Yeah, that's just a circular argument. Right? Like, just take everything that you said. I could just mirror it back on you, but then just put not in there. It's not wrong to kill a fetus because it's a fetus. And the reason why the fact that it's a fetus makes it not wrong to kill it is because it's a fetus. Okay? All that I did was I replaced the word from your argument, human with the word fetus, and then I replaced the word wrong with the phrase not wrong. And now all of a sudden, we have two similarly justified positions on the subject matter.
That's true. Okay, so well, at what point would you say it is not a human whatsoever? Or well, I mean, let me rephrase it. At what point would you say it does become a human?
Okay. Well, I would say it's a human from the moment of conception, but once again, I don't think it's our species that makes us morally valuable. I think it's our capacities that make us morally valuable. I think it's our capabilities that make us morally valuable. I think it's our abilities that make us morally valuable. Because take this for instance. If I think that it's my intellect that makes me of value and your intellect of what makes you of value, well, this would like perfectly explain why hypothetically if like non-human intelligent life existed, like if Superman was real, that I would find it just as wrong to murder Superman as it would be to murder you. But like assuming your view of it's our species that makes us morally valuable, well then if a hyper-intelligent non-human species existed like Superman, well then with what reason would you have to argue that that would not be murder? Or just imagine that somebody has a rare genetic condition that ever so slightly changes their DNA makeup to the extent where biologists no longer consider them a Homo sapien sapien. Well, all of a sudden, even though they have all the same abilities and aptitudes as you do, okay, it's not murder to kill them. So this must reduce the moral value that we hold to our capacities, our abilities, and our intellect, not our species. Okay? And I think that we could perfectly describe this through the development of particular brain structures at around 20 through 24 weeks that allow for the capacity for intellect to emerge. And I think that it is that capacity for intellect in which is of value. Not to mention that there's clearly other examples of humans that are biologically alive that we don't really value that much, where we wouldn't argue that it's murder to kill them. Take like a brain dead patient, for instance. They're biologically human, they're biologically alive, but it's not going to be murder to kill that brain dead patient, right? So I'm pretty sure at this point, I've like unilaterally rejected what you have argued in the sense that I've made it clear it is not our species that makes us valuable. And I've also made it clear that suggestible other traits such as our intellect or the capacity thereof is what makes us valuable.
Yeah, that's a good argument. So, okay. But another thing, I think if it's like within a certain point in the pregnancy, it's fine because at that point it really is just a clump of cells. But once it develops to a certain point, I think that's where I think really should be, shouldn't kill it.
Thank you, A Pre-Secret for the Galaxy. So at what point do you think it becomes wrong to kill the fetus?
I believe it was like the beginning of the third trimester.
So like at 20 through 24 weeks. So yeah, you're pro-choice. You're pro-choice. Because 99% of abortions occur in the first trimester.
You know, my friend was telling me that I was pro-choice and I didn't fully get it yet.
Yeah, so if you think it just becomes wrong to kill the fetus in like the third trimester, you're pro-choice. I think it's wrong to kill the fetus for elective lethal concerns in the third trimester.
Oh, if that's that case, that means, yeah. I guess that would make me fully left then at that point, because that was the only thing I agreed with Trump with.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
I'm happy I could change your mind, dude.
Thank you. But I don't say I genuinely love what you do, like debating the people who are genuinely like believe the bad stuff, really bad stuff, like Trump's great because of ICE and stuff. I'm glad that you put them in their place, and I'm kind of glad that you like changed my view on this specific thing, because that's what I really believe, that I just didn't think they should be able to kill him in the third trimester.
Yeah. Well, I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I'm so happy that we could change your mind, okay?
Yeah, thank you too. I hope you have a great stream.
Yeah, you take care. Hey, look at that. I'm so happy that we could change his mind. That's awesome. Huge shout out to Georgie over on YouTube Super Chat for the $50 donation. I really appreciate you so much for that love, Georgie. Let's get 500 Georgie W's down below. That is Georgie. Georgie with the $50 says, I've gone through SA 4 times and I still can't believe that there are people in the world who are wrongfully accuse others just because. It's extremely disheartening and triggering because to this day, only 2 people believe me. Yeah, and I'm so fucking sorry that people don't believe you. And I'm so sorry that people use false accusers against you. Okay. Thank you so much for the $50, Georgie. Please do show some love to Georgie down below. I really appreciate you. That is very, 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 very kind of you. Thank you so much for the love. If you do want to support me, if you want to ask a question, if you want to get a message across, you can find a link to my Venmo and my PayPal in the link tree in the bio on my TikTok account and pin message over on the YouTube stream. It's the very best way to support us. Thank you for the $10 donation on PayPal. She says, I strive to be as strong as the kind you are. Be gentle with yourself. Colby with the 10 pennies. I appreciate you. And Avery with the 50 cents. Thank you so much. And Kinsey with the $5 says, Dean, I just want to thank you for what you do with how you help thousands of people realize what's wrong and what's right. Well, thank you for the $5, Kinsley. You're awesome. Same thing to you, Mia with a $14 says, hi, I'm a victim of sexual assault who's too ashamed to tell anybody. I've been watching for quite a while and trying to convince myself that it's not my fault. Listening to some of these people talk makes it harder to believe sometimes, but you are helping me more than anyone. Well, I'm so happy that I'm helping you. I'm so happy that you find something valuable in the live streams. Thank you so much for the love and support. You are incredible. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As well as Jacob with the $10 says, hey, Dean, just wanted to make sure that this was the right account. Also, I was trying to debate somebody last night that had pro-abortion equals pro-Israel as the topic. Can I get some pointers on debating this topic? Thank you. Jacob, I don't really think that you need any pointers on that topic. I actually might be able to give you some, though. I would assume that they're arguing that to be pro-abortion means you're pro-Israel because Israel's killing kids and so are women who get abortions. Yeah, that's just like where you go into the pro-choice argument that you don't think that the fetus is of value for like reasons X, Y, and Z. Yeah. Thank you for the love. I appreciate you. what a rage baiter. I gotta go find the person. In fact, can you please like as a message under that PayPal dono, please send me a link, Jacob? I would really appreciate that. Tara, thank you for the money gun. As well as over on, let's see here. Venmo, thank you so much, Raphael, for the 70 cents. Claire, thank you for the $5. She says, thank you for fighting against all this insanity. I'm trying my best. Then Barda, appreciate you for the $20. Who says, I knew he was going to run. I didn't go live tonight because I'm too invested in the drama. Bro, go live, Barda. Go live. But I have an update on it. I appreciate you for the $20, folks. I appreciate you for the $20, folks. Thank you. And we're actually all cut up over on Venmo as well. All right, folks, we have been live for 3 hours and 50 minutes. We still have some time left on the clock to continue the debates, but I think it is past time to give you guys an update on Jesus or whatnot. So I won't share the exact messages, but the conclusion of the messages are that I will be debating him on abortion at some point in September. He wants to do it next month. I would do it right now. He wants to do it next month, whatever. It is what it is. But yeah. That's the update. That's the update. It took a bit of convincing. I will be honest. It took a bit of convincing. I'm sure that you guys heard me talking about him tentatively running earlier. It took a bit of convincing, but it looks like he wants a month to prep. Plus, he has a couple other debates going on. So that's the outcome. That's the update. He's gonna be in the gym, dude. And that actually makes perfect sense to me. That makes perfect sense to me because he made one claim about abortion in that entire dialogue, and he never, ever, ever justified it during the entirety of the conversation. During the entirety of the conversation, he never gave an account for his claim that the reason why abortion would be wrong for a 5-year-old is because it goes against natural law. Not at one point in that dialogue did he ever give an account for that claim. But I mean, hey, if he needs a month to prep, that's fine. I'll use that month too. I'll be ready to go. Quite frankly. For everybody in the comment section that's still spamming that he cooked me, I appreciate y'all for boosting my engagement. It's actually quite kind when you think about it. Tara H, I appreciate you so much for the money gun. But I will just say, like, I've repeated this at the live stream just because we've had so many people in the chat. And it's just like new groups of people in the chat. JAW is explicitly pro-slavery. So I don't know. Maybe I'll just play that clip again. If you've been watching all day, you've heard this like 3 trillion times. I promise I'm not obsessed with the guy. It's just that people continue to come into the chat and spam JAW cooked you. So here is your goat, your king JAW, saying that he is explicitly pro-slavery.
The idea of owning other people was ahead of...
well, not owning other people. I would say slavery is something that's still not condemned in the Catholic Church. I don't think it ever will be, because I don't think owning other people is necessarily a bad thing. And, you know, get me under fire for that, but God owns slaves. We're all slaves to God. And so if God can do something, I don't think it's necessarily out of bounds for a good Christian person owner to own another person. Now, do I think that slavery in the sense of beating brutally,
I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to join.
and
I'm
mistreating,
so sorry.
subhuman treating of humans in the form of slavery, yeah, that's horrible. But I don't think the Catholic Church has openly condemned owning another person.
Yeah. So interjecting in the...
So yeah, his take is that he's just pro-slavery. Jesus Christ. His take is that he's just like legit pro-fucking slavery, dude. Okay. Alrighty. Let's go to try to get the next guest up here. Only do up inside of the queue. If you happen to be MAGA, everybody, I'd really appreciate that so much. Let's go to get the next guest connected. We got Ali loading in.
Meow.
Okay, goodbye, Ali. Morgan Wallen Lover, do you support Trump?
Yes.
How old are you?
18.
Okay, what year are you born in?
2008.
I don't like the acoustics. You're in the bath.
No.
Banned. Gatlin, welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yes, sir.
How old are you?
18.
I have a question.
What's your question?
What point did JAW cook me on?
Bro, you running from him, bruh.
Okay, so what point of substance did I lose on?
Bro, you sat there and brought in like 3 people to debate him because you lost to him, and you were
Okay.
sitting there being quiet,
that's just what I'm asking you
that
to
is the
expand
truth,
on.
bro.
You said that I lost.
Everyone
okay.
saw the video.
So, on
Bro,
what
you
point
brought
of
in
substance
like
did I
3
lose on?
people to debate him because you
Hey,
lost.
that's just okay. What point did I lose on?
One-on-one, do it, bro.
What point did I lose on? Answer the question. What point did I lose on? He left. Bandwagon effect. Bandwagon effect. Good boy. Bandwagon effect. Bandwagon effect. Let's go to get the next guest up here. Only up inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. Bandwagon effect.
Only up inside of the queue if you have
Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Dane, I'm on the toilet right now.
Alrighty, Billy. You have a good rest of your day. Let's go to get the next guest up here. Only up inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Thank you so much, Leslie, for the gym gun. I appreciate you. We got Eli Bradshaw connected to the box. Here we go. All right, I think that we're just going to take questions for the next 4 minutes. I don't think that we're going to be able to find any debates. The trolls have been so bad recently. The trolls have been so fucking bad recently. So we're just going to take questions for the next 5 minutes, folks, before we do up off. If you want to ask me a question, feel free to do so in the chat. You could also ask it on Venmo or PayPal. Let's see here. Thank you for the $5 to Lily, who says, I hope that this is the right account. My name is Lily, and I love watching your lives. I was wondering if you could briefly touch on the governor's race in Wisconsin going on right now. Ooh, I'm going to have to look into that one. I may already be familiar with it, but I'm just not connecting the candidates to the state, so I'll look into that one. I appreciate you. Thank you, Tate, for the $2. Oosh. Sophia, thank you for the $2 as well. Oosh. Thank you, you too. Daniela, thank you for the $1. And Ethan, thank you for the $1. Appreciate y'all. It's very kind of y'all. Somebody in the chat says, why are you on a new account? It's because our main account has a temporary visibility restriction on it. As well as Noel, thank you for the $5 over on PayPal, who says, hey, Dean, you've inspired me to debate against people who are in the wrong and have changed many of my friends' minds. Thanks to you. You are super awesome and keep up the great debates. I appreciate you. Thank you, Noel. I really appreciate you. As well as Courtney, thank you for the $2. And Shiana, thank you so much for the $10 as well. I appreciate you. And then Mohammed, thank you for the 1 penny, and Ethan, thank you for the $5. Who says, can you talk more about Abdul Al-Said? Him winning Michigan is so important for the Democratic Senate. I could not agree more. I fucking love Abdul. He's such a goat. I love that guy so much. I've been loving the more progressive younger politicians recently. I really have. I really have. Madeline, thank you for the $15 donation on Venmo. Says, I appreciate what you do. Well, thank you, Madeline. I appreciate you for being here. Hope that you enjoyed the stream today, even though we didn't have too many debates. Campbell, thank you for the $5. And Abby, thank you for the $5. And Ryan with the $5 as well, who says, have you considered doing debates on Discord? You could have mods sort through the trolls that way. It's something that I've considered. I guess my only big concern is like, well, what if they say something that breaks TOS? Like, then I would get punished for it. Max, thank you for the $10 as well over on PayPal. I appreciate you. It's very, very kind of you. Thanks for the love. Someone else says, Dean, what all are the instruments that you play? Piano and guitar. I love piano and guitar. Someone else says, have you seen the new Patriot games? Yeah. What a mess. Someone in the chat says, does Dean support Israel? Nope. Dean does not support Israel. Dean does not support Israel. That would be a big old fat nope. Absolutely not. Alrighty, folks. I think that we're actually just going to call it here for the day. I'll see you all tomorrow. I appreciate you guys for pulling through. If you're on your way out on TikTok, make sure to drop a follow. If you're on your way out on YouTube, drop a sub. And I will see you all tomorrow. That's it from me for the day. Peace, love, good night, and goodbye.